Welcome to Poor Brothers Decisions.
Good evening and welcome to the show. The only show you need on a Saturday night because everyone else is drinking. And since you're with us, we're going to be drinking too.
Amen.
We're going to be drinking some maple syrup here, some dripped out. Welcome. Intro, Hoopy Star. Hoopy Star, if you happen to be in the chat or watching the show or even later, come on in and say hi. And for anyone else that's out there, drop your stuff to my email or to the show's email, and we will promote what you got going on. How have you been doing, sir?
Busy as hell, as usual. Did you? I got my Poor Brothers glass. You got yours?
I got right there, sir. I just got to get the damn thing open so I put something in it. We don't normally go a week without talking, typically. But it seems like these past couple of weeks we've been going a little crazy. Not doing much else, other than,
Living life. I mean, we got work. Work's been just jamming us up, and
here's
by
a
time-
TikTok, here's a YouTube, here's a freaking a Twitter thing. That's about all that we've been able to shoot back and forth. Everything going good on your end?
yeah, I just I'm getting beat up. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm getting scratched and hammered up from just typical work, but just mentally and then obviously somewhat physically exhausted by the time the end of the day rolls around, and I gotta admit I got a little bit spoiled there because I had 2 Saturdays off, and then when I had to go back in today, it was for my work today. It was a little like, but I haven't been sleeping that great, but between that,
the best.
Between that and then mentally having to figure out these cars and trucks and whatnot, and and then trying to be the good guy that I am, I'm helping out the others and doing what I can. It just by time shops closed up, man, I'm just like I'm physically just like not just physically, but I am mentally drained too. So
I've been I myself been hitting work about 5:30, 6 o'clock, with the exception of night that I got to be there late. And I typically 10, 11-hour workday, and a couple of these days have been 12, 13 hours, and I feel you. It's kicking my ass a little bit harder than it used to. Shell, appreciate you coming in. Thank you. How you doing? But you and I both know I am not a mechanic. I've got mechanical, aptitude, to a certain extent, but I'm not the guy that's going to go sit there, work on the car, and diagnose. You got some wiring harness that's out of shape or whatnot. That's just not that's not me.
Well, to get to that though, I didn't figure that out. The other guys did. So, kudos to them. I got the joyous part of
putting it together,
disassembling the damn thing, and never doing one before. I had no idea what it entailed, but got it done. So,
well, I've got a thing where, and this just happened yesterday. I got this blower, and we're listening to this blower, and every so often it would sound like there was a huge air leak. Problem was, it shouldn't be, if there's an air leak, it shouldn't be intermediate. Okay, there should not be some type of intermittent air leak.
Shouldn't be.
Correct, shouldn't be. And doing the troubleshooting and the diagnostics on my end, I'm going, look, it's not making sense because of the way it's set up. it's almost impossible to have an air leak. Okay, because you know how air leaks, they got that real high pitched sound to it,
Mhm.
and it just didn't quite sound right. But there was nothing else I could attribute it to. And then late last night, one of the guys gave me a ring and goes, "Hey, look, I think it's a fan inside the actual blower motor." And I went, "What are you talking about?" I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe, but that doesn't sound right. This morning I get there a little early. I want to check this thing out, and I climb up the ladder. I'm looking at this blower and I'm going, "Well, he's not wrong. It is the fan. It had separated from the motor, and when it got to a certain RPM, it would disengage and it would rub against the metal housing. So the blades on that fan were just shrinking, just exceedingly shrink. But at the same time, what it was attached to is because it's separated from it. What I'm hearing, which I'm thinking is that high pitched air, is actually that plastic fan on the inside getting wore the fuck out. I mean it, and it sounded like an air leak, but it was
Yeah, and you get up into them higher RPMs, of course it's going to change and it's not going to sound like plastic.
right. And I'm like, what in the? So I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right. And then our actual mechanic, he's like, yeah, there's an extra blower in effect. Just go ahead and replace it. I'm like, dude,
Hey,
I,
wait a minute. I thought you were the mechanic, bro.
I'm like, whatever. So I grabbed the other motor down, and I'm like looking at it, and this damn thing's heavy.
Oh,
Holy
I don't imagine they're fucking light.
no! So I grab it, and I'm looking at it, and I take the little shroud, the housing shroud off, and I'm like, okay, well, how do I take this off of here? I'm looking like, okay, well, there's just one screw holding shit together, so I undo that, and I'm like, all right, and I slowly back it off, back it off. I'm like, all right, well, that's how I do it. So I did it in a controlled environment. So now I know what I got to do when I get up a ladder and I got to pull shit down. I'm like, I
Yeah.
have my own thing to do. I don't need to be doing this.
Try taking apart an engine harness that you've never taken out before.
Oh,
So
I'm not trying to compare it. I'm just
no,
saying.
I'm just saying, like, I'd never done it. So I was wondering, okay, so you get to a certain point, or at least I did. I got to a certain point and I was like, okay, well, I can't trace the rest of this because it's literally between the firewall and the engine.
Yep.
And you have this much space and you're leaning over to the front of this thing trying to figure out where all this is all going.
And it
I have no idea.
It doesn't help when you have a freaking forehead that is this and you only have this much space.
Yeah.
You're hidden.
So,
you can't see.
I'm looking at this thing and I'm going, I don't know what's going on. I can't get my mirror back in there to look in there to see where it's going. Well, one of the other guys had gone up in there and he was looking at it. He goes, I mean, this thing literally like went down the firewall, came around, and then started heading back towards the front of the Jeep. Okay. And it was underneath the intake manifold.
Why would they do that?
Well, because you have sensors that are on the engine itself.
Ah, shit.
So there's two in the very back at the bottom of the block, and then there was two at the very front on the block.
Yeah. And
the intake manifold, the way that these two O's are designed, they come over and they come down, and then there's a cooler set up there, like a low pressure coolant.
Okay.
System, so coolant runs through it.
So obviously, it's got to be attached to that too.
So yeah. Okay. And then I'm thinking, I'm going, man, I don't want to have to drain the coolant out of this thing because I don't want to have to mess with coolant, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this thing and I'm looking, I'm going, I bet I can take these out and I can take these two out. I know this hose is here and I know these are here. And I'm like, can I just move it far enough out of my way?
Second. Yep.
So I could get in there and get that one and that one and this one and this one.
So for me, I've been in similar situations. I'm like, okay, well, I know if I move this, I do this, I can get this out and this out. And then I got to think about it and go, yeah, but can
Can I get it back in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I've done it where I'm like, okay, I can take this out, this out, this out, and I do that, and then I go to put it back in. I'm like,
Wait.
how am I going to do this?
So with that being said, not only did I have that one that went down the back of the block and then turned around and came back, I thought that I had all the rest of them on the other side, on the back side of the firewall, because I have a wire harness going down here, and then it spaghettis out and goes along this way, goes down and comes around to just maybe 12 inches on this side of the firewall on the engine. Little did I know that there was an 8mm, or not an 8, but a 10mm bolt there that was bolted. That was bolted to the back of the head. Okay, and I had struggled. I'm not even gonna lie. I struggled for an hour to figure out how to get that bolt out of there. Okay, it took me an hour to figure that out. No joke.
Was it something that was after you done it, you're like, I should have got that a lot quicker than that?
Absolutely, but that's my point though. It's experience, okay, right?
Yeah.
So, yes. So with that being said, once I finally got the bolt out, I went, well, I got it out. I can't see it from where I'm up. So initially I started from the bottom because I can see it. I had to take the front drive line out to get up there to even reach it. And I'm holding a flashlight with my mouth.
Yep.
And I'm trying to reach up in there with my left hand, and I'm trying to reach in there with my right hand. I can't hardly reach this thing. I can't. So what wound up happening was I wound up getting up on the top and reaching around, scratching up everything.
Yep.
Cutting my finger open. And I reached around in there, and I was able to actually get a wrench on it and break it loose. That's great.
How are you putting it back?
I literally, no shits, had that bolt back in there once I finally got the harness out of there. I literally had that bolt in there within the first 8 minutes.
So
I laid out the harness where I think it should go.
Yeah.
In a rough pattern. I cleared away with my left hand, reached down below on the passenger side all the way across as far as I could reach. And the only giving tail that I had where this bolt went was the fact that there was a little ridge in the back of the block.
Yeah.
Because it's a flat metal square. It's not a round where a bolt will go through with like a electrical connector. You know, most of them are round.
Yeah.
This one was actually square. So once it sat in there and you screwed the bolt back down, the flat edge of the square would meet up with the flat edge of the block where the recess was.
Gotcha.
It literally, once I finally got the harness laid out and I got in there and I got positioned just right, it literally took me 8 minutes to get it in, and then I started just buttoning it all up. Now, of course, it took me, a couple hours to get it all buttoned up, but the next one, man, I hope the next guy has to do it. I don't have to do it.
How you doing, Roger? Good to see you.
Hey, Roger.
Welcome in. So I've had similar things where I can't see what I'm doing. And
it's such a pain in the ass, man.
I just lick my fingers, close my eyes. I'm like, well, I can't see anyway, so I'm just going to close my eyes and feel it. And sometimes that helps. I don't know why, but sometimes just closing my eyes and just let my fingers do the looking helps out immensely.
I mean, if you've got a visual of it mentally, because you like me, I was underneath it. I had a mirror. I had all kinds of stuff. If I can mentally, and then I took mental pictures of like there's 3 open holes back there. Could have went in either one of them, but I know which one it was supposed to be in.
Yeah. Is that just because of that ridge? You're like,
that was
no,
it.
That's not
that
it.
was
that's
the only reason.
Yeah.
I literally, because I had to use my left hand, and
well,
I used my thumb while holding the bolt. That's tricky, guys. You should try it. I'm not the finger locks, but try it with all your fingers. It's not fun, but
no.
So yeah, it's tricky.
Well, again, we are drinking dripped out maple syrup out of New York. Fantastic company.
It's amazing, man. It really is.
And
Listen,
you got something else too, the bootlegger, which
I
we really enjoyed the last time we were together.
so yes, you brought the little
Yeah, I brought-
bottle. You
Yeah,
brought the little bottle, which is the same as our maple drip, which is
Yeah.
three. I don't know. I can't. I'd have to look at it real quick. It's
375 milliliter.
375 mils.
Yeah, no, I mean it's about
So,
half of it.
I was out of my maple, so of course I had to get some more maple. And I'm looking at this bottle. I'm going, okay, yep, there it is. I got a big full bottle,
Look at that.
750 mil, baby.
You got you a fifth right there,
Yeah,
and it was good. I mean,
it is. It is actually really good.
yeah. So
So far, everything I've had from this company, Do Good Spirits, out of New York, been phenomenal.
Yep.
I highly, 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 highly recommend you guys try this stuff, man. I
The,
really do.
they also make a bourbon cream that is
Yep.
fantastic. And
I
if you
have
take that,
handy.
if you take that bourbon cream and you put that over ice cream, phenomenal.
Just so you guys can see it,
There it
there
is.
it is.
Yep, Beaver
I have
Hill.
it in.
It is so good.
Amazing.
Put that in your coffee in the morning.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Just don't fucking tell no one.
I didn't say go to work with it. I'm just saying go.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Do it on a weekend, guys.
But yeah, if you do
I'm
put
gonna-
it in your coffee, just
I'm-
blow on it.
I'm going to do one more shout out.
Oh, there you go.
My wife was just in back home, Phoenix, Arizona, and my brother-in-law, James Woods, sent me this little bitty bottle. I'm not sure. It's probably a little bit more than a shot, but it's
It looks about
pretty close to a
2
shot.
shots.
Yeah, maybe shot and a half. That is a Macabre Spirits liquor. It's a Matthew Lillard, which I have quite a few bottles from that gentleman. One of them being right there, which is the Sandcake Hide, and then I have 3 or 4 other bottles in the other room, in my other cabinet. But this one here is the Horrorwood Reserve, and it's in collaboration with Ice Nine Kills. So,
And it is because of the new Scream movie coming out that they're releasing all this.
I believe so. But I just wanted to give a little shout out to my brother-in-law for sending me some of this with the wife. I'm glad it made it here. So I'm excited. It's not going to be tonight, maybe next week. I'm going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a taste test on the stream here and see how this is. Because so far, from Matthew Lillard's company, Macabre Spirits, there's only been one that I couldn't drink. I just absolutely hated it. But the
Which
other
one
ones
was that?
I'd have to ask the wife. I know I have it in there.
Okay.
We have, like I said, we have some other bottles in there. That Sandcake Hide is that one there. Absolutely amazing, but they only made one run of it, and that bottle is actually pretty much empty. So I think there's that much left in it.
Yeah.
That bottle there was, I think, any of the ones that I've gotten from Macabre, it's not. I don't think it's the most expensive, but it is probably the top 2.
Okay.
So I haven't spent more than, I don't think I've spent more than $160 to $180 for a bottle of whiskey. So
We're not going to go there. This is all recorded, and plausible deniability is on my side right now, and I'm going to stick with that.
So that sand keg, we paid $125 for that bottle, but the other bottles that we have, we paid $150 a bottle. So, well worth it. They're good, except for the one. Like I said, there was just the one that I did not like. I hated it.
Was that the Warlock you didn't like?
It was one of those two, the Dragon or the Warlock. I can't remember.
I thought it was no, maybe it was a Warlock you did like, because you wanted me to try one of them.
There's 3 or 4 other in there.
Yeah.
But but definitely, if it's anything like the rest of his stuff that he's got, man, that stuff's going to be killer. So
let's see. What else do we have regards to whiskey? Oh man, I just been sipping a little bit here, sipping a little bit there. So,
you know what? I'll be honest with you. The only time I've been having anything to drink to be, straightforward, is honestly on the show. I really haven't had the energy or the enthusiasm. I'm just tired, man. And
I'll sit down on the couch, sit down in my chair. I'll just take a little bit. I mean, not even just a little bit. I'll sip on it, and then I'll go to bed. Just something small. And here we go. We got Ace in the house. How you doing, Ace? How are you doing? Let's see here. Got this one here, and
interesting.
Go watch Ace and his Dumb Criminals. I'm telling you, you will not be sorry, and you will laugh, because it is very difficult to believe that some people are this stupid at times. But I will tell you, they're out there and they're plentiful, and I don't understand how they are breeding as fast as they are. It's like
listen, I tell you what, I don't want to know.
It's that movie Idiocracy. Okay, Idiocracy. That's what it is. Okay, it's nuts. It's got electrolytes. All right. Book of History. Here we go. Today is the last day of February for the year 2026.
Boy, I was about to say it is the last day for everybody, brother.
It is the last day of February. We're going into month 3 of 2026.
No shit. Dude,
Okay.
It's fucking flying.
Okay. Now, there's a couple of us here that are, a little older than we want to admit. But the realization that we are closer to 2050 than we are to the year 2000 just hits different when you're at the last day of February in the year 2026 and you've already blown through 2 months. So what is that? A sixth of the year already? So yeah, it's definitely something to think about here. All right, February 28th. Let's hear it. Let's see, 1528. Hernan Cortez has the Aztec king, which I am going to butcher that completely, Cuauhtémoc, executed. Cuauhtémoc had ascended the throne while the Aztec capital city of, what am I reading this stuff for? This is craziness. Tenochtitlan was under siege by Cortez, the conquistadors. Conquistadors. He was captured and tortured to reveal the location of gold, but did not do so. So you got these Spaniards that came into the New World, and they found these Aztecs, okay? and then they captured the king of the Aztecs, and they tortured him to try and get him to tell him where the gold was, and he wouldn't do it. The Aztecs went and hid all their shit, and then the Spaniards, because of their diseases and whatnot, caused all of the Aztecs to die. So that's why you don't have an Aztec populace here in the New World. Cortez initially had actually allowed him to live after torturing the shit out of him, but later had him killed because he knew that this Aztec was going to come back and get his revenge. So, yeah. 1784, Mr. John Wesley created the Methodist Church. Not the Meth Church, the Methodist Church. Okay. Wesley was an English Anglican theologian who preached his. See, it's been such a damn week, I can't freaking talk. I'm getting all my tongue-tied words all at once.
Hey, listen, I'm just glad my fugly face is able to be shown on fucking screen today.
I'm glad you think that. I mean, there's other people that might disagree with that, but hey,
Well,
I'm with you.
all
Hey,
I care about's my opinion, so fuck them.
I mean, last week it was kind of weird talking to myself, and then having this other voice pop in every now and again. So, you know. Anyway, John Wesley created the Methodist Church, and that was back in 1784. So all of the Christian religions and stuff like that, if we really take a look at it and the different offshoots that they've got, some of them are fairly recent. So let's see, 1827, the first combined passenger and freight railroad is incorporated. Okay, the B&O, which stands for, well, you might have seen this on Monopoly. The B&O Railroad is the
Yeah.
Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. Was founded to compete with Erie Canal, which had opened 10 years earlier and was drawing business away from the port of Baltimore. The B&O was the first railroad to offer both passengers and freight service. So before, you had a passenger line, and then you had another line that was all freight, and you didn't really mix the two.
Right.
Well, people were going to where the freight was going, and the freight was going where the people were going, so they started to combine them. So, Hoopy Star, I am glad you are here, sir. I
Yes,
hope
sir.
everything is going well. And then,
You know what I don't see?
well,
I don't see Ace's Dumb Criminal on chat here. I only see it on our chat.
interesting. I wonder
Yeah.
why that is.
I don't know. Anyways, we know you're here.
We love you, man. All right. 1844, disaster on the Potomac. USS Princeton exploded, killing 6 people because a gun on the USS Princeton exploded, killing 6 people. The Secretary of the Navy, Thomas Walker Gilmer, and Secretary of State, Abel P. Upshur, were among the dead. Although President John Tyler was aboard, he was not injured. So they had the President of the United States, along with the Secretary of the Navy, along with the Secretary of State, on the same boat, and this explosion happened, killing 2 of the 3.
Oh,
That's craziness.
yeah. You see what Roger said
What's that?
real quick? The Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was going to ask about that, and I got sidetracked.
But we'll get to that in a minute.
So the Frank Sinatra, he says it's nice and smooth, but he doesn't want to drink it because it's too pricey at times.
Well,
I've got a couple.
If it's $250 a bottle, I could see why you drink it sparingly. But at some point, the air to whiskey ratio, you
Yeah.
got to finish it because otherwise
Oh, yeah.
he just gets.
And that reminds me, 4 Branches.
No.
Okay, now we have ours, which was for last year. Have they come out with this year yet?
I don't know.
Because this is the 250 for the United States. Last year was the 250 for the Marine Corps, the Navy, and the Army. This year's a 250 for the United States.
I'll have to keep an eye on that because I'm probably going to want to get a bottle of that.
Do two, one to save and one to drink.
Yeah, if it's affordable.
Yeah.
Some of us aren't rich. Most of my shit's really cheap.
Yeah, I wait until I get the little, extra little bonus from work because I do
Coupons.
good boy stuff, and then
Right.
and then I get that, and then I put that away, and then I sell a little bit of this or a little bit of that, and then I have it. And I can get it.
Listen, Roger, I'll be honest with you. I haven't touched Jack Daniels in a hot minute, just because it used to be one of those drinks that I would drink all the time, and
It got to you?
no, I think I'd just rather mix it than I would anything else than drink it straight anymore. So I don't know. I don't think Jack Daniels is probably like what it used to be. And maybe it is because I just drank too much of it years and years ago.
Yeah.
But I still have a full bottle sitting there unopened, so I haven't touched it. But there again, I used to drink Pendletons, so I still need to find another bottle of that so I can have it here. I used to like Pendletons.
I do have a bottle of that. It's the military themed one that they had. I've got that here.
But now that you mention it, yeah, I definitely need to look into the 250 for the United States one, because that would be great to have.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of where are you? Are you still about the same where last time?
Oh, on the Four Branches?
Mhm.
Probably about another shot gone from it. But yeah, roughly the same. Roger, I heard that mixing Jack Blackberry with something else, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, makes it taste almost like Dr. Pepper, I believe.
I was going to say the same thing, yeah.
I gotta try that. Oh, there's another one I gotta try, which is a mixing with Mountain Dew. There's a couple of them I need to do that with.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Mountain Dew used to be that's what it was made for, was to mix with your whiskey. That was its original intent.
I think that was its original intent, yeah, back in the day. And then they just made it its own little.
Yep.
But anyway.
Let's see, 1849, steamboat service from New York to San Francisco begins. Steamboat, New York, San Francisco.
I mean, I'm
not
not geographically like smart, but the only way I could figure you could do that would be go south along the East Coast.
Had to go
and then down the bottom and go back up. So you're basically making a big U.
Yeah, I think that's how they did it.
Good Christ, on a steamboat?
That doesn't make any damn sense. Steamboat service from New York to San Francisco begins.
What the hell?
It arrived 4 months and 22 days after leaving New York. So that's what it had to go down and back up and around.
Yeah, because I can't see it going around the other way. I mean, that'd be way too far, wouldn't it?
That would suck. All right, 1855. This company was incorporated. AT&T.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean, that's about right.
Yeah, 1885.
You know what I wish they'd do?
What's that?
I wish they'd bring back pagers.
I would get in line for that. I mix Crown Blackberry with Blackberry Dr. Pepper. Tasted like cough syrup. I imagine it would.
I'm not a big cough syrup kind of person, though. Oh, did you see Red Bull's got a new one out? The spring flavor now?
What's the new one?
It's Cherry Sakura. I don't even know if I'm saying Sakura properly, but it's Cherry Sakura.
I have not seen that one. Because you know I would have told you if I saw that one.
I know the wife's watching, and I know there's a little bit of a delay, but I'm going to have... Can you bring that in here so I can show everybody?
How is it?
Actually really good.
Yeah?
Me personally, it does have the cherry taste, but I think on the back end of it, I get more of a pomegranate taste to it.
No.
Yeah, it's actually really damn good.
Huh.
It's still, aside from the iced berry, I think, which is, I don't even know if I have it in here.
The one that tastes like that creamsicle or the cream
Yeah,
pop.
I do actually. This one here,
Yeah.
it's iced. Oh Jesus, I'm gonna have to put my freaking glasses on. Iced vanilla berry. If you remember back in the day when they had the red, white, and blue popsicle bomb,
Yeah.
I think it's called a bomb.
Well, the bomb pop. Yeah.
Bomb pop.
Yep.
I think for me that's what it was more like.
Gracias.
So I don't
Hold
know
on.
how well this is going to come across, but here, let me see if I
So
can.
it's a white can,
It is a white can, so don't be confused.
not with the coconut one.
Yeah, it's very similar to the coconut one. So it is actually there.
You got right there.
Cherry Sakura.
I'm gonna have to try that.
It is silver with like a,
Almost like a red, like rose looking,
yeah, like a burgundy kind of a rose color.
like the cherry blossom rose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's dude, it's pretty damn good. I can't wait to figure out what kind of a drink to put that with, like a mixer drink.
Oh, probably a vodka.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because it gives it more of a pomegranate taste.
Well, speaking of new tasty things, you finally got to try the churros, the little donut churros.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna get fat.
Oh, so a couple of weeks back, about 2 weeks ago, I went into QT, which is a gas station that we got. I don't know if everyone else has QTs or not. Anyway, I went into QT,
Not out here, we don't. But
quick trip, and walked inside, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get me a donut today. And I was like, all right, what kind of donut am I gonna get? I'm like, I'm just gonna get one of these little packet of donuts so I can work and eat one of these as I'm going. And I look over, I'm like, oh, crumb donuts, nice. And I went to go grab the crumb donut, and I saw right next to it was churro crumb donuts. And I went, I like churros. I like donuts. They put them together. Let's see if I like these. And what did I do? I think I sent you a picture of it almost immediately and went, ha, look what I found. And you asked me, you said, how is it? And I said, I'm going to get fat as fuck.
yep. And when did you send that? Do you remember what day that was?
What was it? Was it a Friday?
I don't know. Let me go back and look. It was. I think that was me. Ah, yes, here. No, dude, that was it's February 14th. Wasn't that Valentine's Day?
That was a Saturday.
It was Saturday. You sent me that on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I went in to my local store
Yep.
on Monday. Now, this is crazy. They didn't have the bear claws. I forgot what the hell they're
The apple fritters.
no, it's a bear claw.
Oh, the legit bear claw.
But it's packaged. I can't remember the damn company. Anyways,
Not like Hostess.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't Hostess. Damn it! They have the bear claw, then they have the blue. They have the cheese. Then they have the blueberry.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's in a square. It's a rectangle package.
No, it's like let's just call it 10 to 12 inches, and it's only probably 2.5, 3 inches.
Oh, that's bigger than the ones I got over here. Because we have one that's similar, but it's like 6 inches long, but it's a rectangle.
Anyways, I had brought that to my local gas station, which at the time was Valero.
Yeah.
To one of the ladies. And I said, hey, you need to get these bear claws. And see if you can get them in the store here.
And what they say to that?
Once I showed her, I think it only took her a week to get them.
Yeah.
She popped one out and she wound up buying 4 more. Okay, so when they get them, they come in a box of 12.
Yeah.
So before I could even get in there to buy one, she'd already bought 5 of them. Because she had one, ate it, and thought it was so great, she bought 4 more. So, with that being said, when you showed me that from Hostess with the cinnamon churro,
yeah,
I showed her Monday. Thursday, when they get their order, there was a box there. So I bought one of them. I actually bought 2 because I wasn't sure if I was going to like them or not. And if I did, I was going to be like, oh, yeah, I got another bag here, so I'm good. She did the same thing again with those cinnamon churros.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude, it took 4 days and she had them there.
See, that's a good person to have on your side. I got my fat pill.
She loves me because I bring in stuff and they all sell out super duper fast. So not only did she get the bear claw, and then she got the blueberry one, then she got the apple, and then she got the cheese Danish, and she got the cheese one. I mean, she went all ham on it, but she just there it is right there. Bon Appetit. That's who makes it.
Okay.
So, but yeah. Anyways, Hoopy Star, I'm glad you liked it. It for the Red Bulls, that's literally probably
top 3. Easy top 3.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had a choice, the iced vanilla berry is my number 1. Now, the cherry Sakura is probably going to be tied with 2, if not number 2. It's actually pretty damn good.
Is it better than the Juneberry?
Yes. Oh God, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because I like that one.
Yeah, and the best part is, and at least in my opinion, the flavor on it's not like just crazy over the top. It's really nice, and the flavor, it's so crazy how it changes from a cherry to, at least in my opinion, how it goes from a cherry to like almost a pomegranate taste.
Nice.
Even though it's not pomegranate, to me it tastes a little bit like a pomegranate. And I would guess I would say that would be more on the aftertaste.
Okay.
Some people, they're like, oh, I don't like the aftertaste. It leaves a weird aftertaste. I'm like, no, Red Bull leaves straight up Red Bull leaves a weird fucking aftertaste. I can't even do that. The only time I do straight Red Bull anymore,
well, mix it with Jaeger,
is Jaeger.
Mix it with Jaeger.
Roger, you got to try that new cherry, that iced vanilla, man. I think you'll be really. The strawberry apricot is still a favorite of mine. If they're out of shit and that one's there, I'll definitely take it.
Oh, the strawberry apricot's good too.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Juneberry is probably another go-to, but honestly, be iced vanilla, this new cherry Sakura, the strawberry apricot, the dragon fruit's been really good.
Oh yeah. Now I'll tell you, a good one to go to. Like if you go and you're like, oh, they don't have any of the fancy flavored ones. They just got the normal. It used to be that blue one, okay, just the blue can. Well, that green one, that dark green, which I think is a dragon fruit, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That one there, because a lot of times they'll have regular Red Bull, then they'll have the blue one, then they'll have the red one, and then they'll have the green one.
So you're talking Juneberry.
No, not June. No, it's the original blue, that dark blue can, and they also had that red can. They had the white or the regular one, and then they had the blue one, but it wasn't Juneberry. It was that dark blue.
Oh, so that would be the blueberry, right?
Could be. I just remember it was that dark blue can.
Yeah. So it was blue. It was red. It was blueberry.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So
Yeah, that's the only one I could see that's dark blue.
so when you had that one and then that green one come out, that blue one went right out the window. It's like, nope, I'm going with the green one.
I didn't care for the kiwi apple too much. I mean, it wasn't bad.
It was all right.
The one that they don't make anymore is the cranberry.
Isn't that seasonal? Like
No,
for the fall?
they quit fucking making that period.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's messed up.
The other one that just came out was the peach. Was it peach?
There was a peach. I don't remember which one it was. It was okay. It wasn't too bad.
White peach is the other one. I think that
Yes, it was
think
white peach.
they quit. They quit with that as well as the iced vanilla. They quit those. Like they just disappeared. They were done, and then they brought them back, and white peach was the other one.
Okay.
So they brought back the iced vanilla and they brought back the peach.
Interesting.
But anyway, sorry, we got way the fuck off topic there.
Oh, a little bit. That's all right. 1954. Westinghouse. You know what Westinghouse is?
Why are you gonna put me on a spot? I know Westinghouse, but
Westinghouse, they make TVs and stuff, electronics. They actually made the first color TV that was sold to the public in 1954 on today's date.
Huh.
Yep. And it was the first one that was sold to the public that used the National Television System Committee color coding. It was $1,295 back in 1954.
Whoa. God, that's like, what was that, like 3 to 5 years salary for that?
1954. That's what you, $1,200, almost $1,300. You were buying a car for that back then.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Your house is $30,000, $40,000. You know,
Yeah.
you're buying a car for $1,200.
They weren't buying a TV unless you were like,
You were not buying a color TV unless you were wealthy.
that was like, even the wealthy weren't buying that unless they were super wealthy.
I remember back in the 70s and 80s, I had a black and white TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a 13-inch black and white TV.
I think that.
I think you ended up with it too.
I think we all three got a little. What was that little pocket one? All three of us got one.
I don't think I got that one.
You
I
did.
think- No, I think you and Mady did. I don't think I did because I had the 13-inch TV.
No, because I think we all three got it. I remember all three of us getting it.
No,
I don't remember why I remember, but I remember remembering.
So I think you're remembering wrong.
No.
I don't think I got one. I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Hi,
Hey,
Katie.
Katie. What's
How
up?
are you?
Love you. All right, and then last but not least,
I'm not a big pear guy, so I didn't really. I'll be honest with you. I didn't try it. The pear cinnamon. I got to get another ice. I'm out.
Well, how am I going to ask you a question if you don't have your earbuds in?
My ears
Oh, you
are
got
right.
it. All right.
I got.
So 1983.
Okay, so I was about 4 years old.
Yeah, that's true. All right. 1983.
Wasn't even in kindergarten yet. But okay, go ahead.
The final episode of this TV show aired.
Well, that definitely. I don't. That wasn't MASH, was it?
It sure as fuck was.
Way to go.
1972 to 1983.
I am fired.
So, but yeah, the final episode of MASH aired on January 28th, 1983. So,
That was a lucky guess.
it's one of those, even for our age,
We just knew.
yeah, it was iconic.
I remember watching MASH, dude.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell was his name? I can't even remember his name now. It's been
Which
so
one?
long.
Klinger?
Is that the one that wore the dresses and stuff? Yeah. Okay. I was remembering, right?
So, but yeah, MASH was good. I enjoyed watching that. And then you got Hot Lips.
I don't even remember her name.
But yeah, they it was. I think I've watched, if not all, a majority of all the MASHes out there. I did a lot of that with. Hey Erica, how you doing? I did a lot of watching of MASH when I was overseas. The multiple times because it was good. All right, so that's my history. What else you got? What do you got on your end?
I don't know, because I don't know how to even like step into that. I was just gonna do some like car warranty stuff.
Hey, I think car warranties are good. For the
They are
knowledge
too.
aspect of it,
They are to an extent.
yeah, but having the knowledge of what what is this warranty? How does it affect me?
I think the biggest thing for the warranties is do your research, read the fine print.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff is BS. The other thing is too is look at the different tiers of warranties because they do offer different tiers. They got a basic, a medium, and a basic, like a medium, like a low level, mid level, and a high level. Obviously, if you go from one end of the spectrum to the other, the more they're going to cover. But
See,
I think the warranty is, and I guess that really just depends on how you drive. On top of that, whether you should get like an extended warranty. So most of your cars, 3 years, 36,000. That's your bumper to bumper. Okay, most cars.
Yeah.
Some of these companies offer
10-year, 100,000 mile.
10-year, 100,000, but that's not a bumper to bumper. Okay, that doesn't mean it's covered from one end of the car to the other.
No, that's
Your 10-year, 100,000 is going to be more of your drivetrain stuff. So
correct.
Some of your motor components, some of your transmission, driveline, transfer case, front differential, rear differential kind of stuff. Okay.
I have seen 72 bumper to bumper, which is not often.
No, and
I
then
like to
like
stick with the 3 year, 36,000.
and Mopar, Chrysler, whatever. I don't know how the fuck you want to say it anymore. They used to have a lifetime warranty on their shit. Um, the Jeep that Michelle and I had, we had lifetime warranty on ours because that's what we chose. But we didn't keep it for a couple. We only had it for a couple of years before we got rid of it. It just didn't suit our needs for what we were looking to do. But
Is that transferable?
no,
Damn.
they might have been able to get it when I traded it in to somebody else, but I actually got it from a Jeep store, Stellantis store, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
They had that there. Whether I had it, it was still available when I got rid of it, I don't know. But even with your lifetime warranty, they can still.
Oh, they can back out of it. It's like a product warranty.
And here's the deal: they can get out of it because if the repair costs more or is valued more than the vehicle, they can go, we're just going to buy you out of it.
Yeah.
Here's what it would cost us to buy you out of it, rather than pay for the repair itself. We'll just buy you out of the car. You still get to keep the car, but we're buying you out of the car.
They're buying you out of the warranty.
They're buying you out of the warranty at that point. So
there's some things like product warranties. You must use our product in your vehicle in order to have the warranty, blah, 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 take effect.
Mhm.
Such as maybe you've got an oil additive. We're going to have this warranty for the additive. We put this in your oil and you're not going to overheat or this, that, the other. Provided that.
I don't know anything about that. That's new to me, but.
Oh, no. I used to. Do you remember when I worked with Bob?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay. He had a product warranty that would go in the coolant system.
I remember that, yes.
Okay. And provided that you had this
additive in the cooling system,
then the warranty was good. It wasn't selling the additive. Could have sold that completely separate. But you couldn't get that without having the warranty. And that's where the money would come in at. Now, there are companies that have that type of stuff. Okay. And what they will do is they will utilize the product for part of the warranty and then turn around and find any excuse to get out of said warranty.
Seriously, that's almost 99.99% of every effing warranty company.
Correct.
That is the same thing with an insurance company.
And what really got me was when I was talking with Bob, and he goes, "Look, we're not trying to do the shady, underhanded stuff. We're trying to look. We want you to use this because it is going to do this, that, or the other, and at the same time, it's going to, give your life, your vehicle's life, so much more than what it's sitting at now." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the one that taught me like these other products that you would add to, whether it was a coolant system or whether it was adding it to your oil or adding it to whatever, to the gas. Add this to your gas and da da da, and you get the warranty that goes along with it. And they're like, but if you miss one dose, we figure out how many miles you got, and you miss one dose, and then you're out of warranty because obviously that wasn't from us, that was from your neglect, or you didn't follow it correctly.
If the vehicle can't okay, so that brings me to my other thing, which is something down the way, but that's like oil changes. Okay,
Yeah.
they recommend a lot of these manufacturers. They're saying that their oils can last 10,000 miles. Okay, if your motor can't handle a little bit of overage as far as warranty or as far as your oil is concerned, what's the point? Because not every single one of us can get in there at 7,000 miles, 7,500 miles, or even 10,000 miles on the dot. You should, because that's a far cry from 3,000 miles
Oh, true.
way back in the day.
Yep.
Right? So, as a standard, we do ours every 5,000 miles. Okay. Just doesn't matter.
Yeah. If
I
it goes a little over or a little under, you're fine either
you're
way.
fine.
Yep.
Okay. But if you miss an oil change, they can deny it.
Yep.
They could go, well, they could get to the point in the process of if you had a catastrophic engine failure,
Mhm.
they are going to want to see proof of oil changes, proof of oil, correct oil, and intervals, and a couple other things. And if you can't provide that, they're going to go, we deny it.
So, and this is where when you do it yourself, okay,
It's crucial to keep records. Period.
it's not only records, but you need to take pictures and date stamps and stuff like that because they're like, yeah, you could have made this up. Which is why I suggest people go to, if they're not going to go to the dealership, which who the hell has time to go to the dealership when you're waiting
It's
3
not
or 4
even.
hours?
It's not even that. Listen, I know for us, anyways. I know I live in a smaller town.
Right.
Okay, so my dealership, you don't have to wait that long, 3, 4, 5 hours for an oil change. Okay?
Well, at your dealership, if I make an appointment for 2 o'clock, at 2 o'clock,
that vehicle is getting written up, it's getting pulled in, and it's getting done.
okay,
You're
so,
out of there within 45 minutes to an hour. Okay,
and
but that's not all dealerships. All
No.
dealerships are different. Okay, you get into the larger cities, it could take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours
I've got an appointment.
Which is
Why is it
ridiculous.
taking that long? Right. No, absolutely.
because they're overbooking.
Yeah.
That's basically what it breaks down to. They're
So-
overbooking.
If you're not going to go to a dealership where they keep meticulous records, I suggest going to a place that does keep meticulous records,
Absolutely.
such as,
Any independent mom and pop shop that's worth a fuck.
you know,
And
Even-
there's quite a few out there. There really is. I'm not going to knock any of them, but there are some out there that are shit.
yeah.
But
Pet Boys,
make sure you get your no
Pet Boys keeps
Grease-
track of it.
grease.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have. Well, at least I don't have a Pet Boys here, and then back home, Pet Boys are gone.
Oh, we got them here.
So the biggest takeaway from that is just making sure that wherever you get your oil change done, make sure they keep a meticulous record.
Yep.
So, funny story.
Hi, Shelly.
Hi, Shelly. I actually had to use my warranty on one of my vehicles.
Was it a truck and they denied it because you couldn't produce the oil change records?
No, what didn't have anything to do with oil.
Oh,
But
well,
I did
Roger,
not-
I tried to give you a hand out there, Roger.
I didn't. I knock on wood. Anything that I've had, warranty wise, they've covered. But here's the kicker. Back home in Arizona,
Mhm.
the AC compressor locked up.
Okay.
Okay, so when the AC compressor locked up, What happens? The belt rides over the AC compressor.
It
It
thins out
destroys the serpentine belt.
quickly too.
That's best case scenario, right? Doesn't destroy anything else. Truck starts to get hot. You lose power steering, you lose power brakes, you lose, quite a few things. But
And your temper.
um, I'm Roger. I've never had an engine put in a vehicle. Not my personal vehicle, anyways. But anyways, getting back to my AC, I lost the serpentine belt because the AC compressor froze up and it busted the belt. My warranty company covered the AC compressor and the refrigerant. They would not cover the belt.
Wait, what?
But
But that's what caused the belt to go bad.
they wouldn't cause it because that is a wear and tear item. Brake pads, hoses,
Okay.
anything that's a normal wear and tear item.
I understand if it's a normal wear and tear item. I get it. However, if your product or piece of equipment is what caused that normal wear and tear item to catastrophically fail,
Okay, so
you should replace
hold on. It's not your product. It is a component that they cover.
Yeah.
They covered the component which failed, which was the AC compressor.
Right, but that
But the
component is
belt-
what caused the catastrophic failure of something else.
No, the catastrophic failure of the component that they covered is the AC compressor.
Yeah.
But because the belt is a wear and tear item, they don't cover it.
Which-
Even though the compressor that spins is no longer spinning, which is causing the deterioration of the belt, and the belt disintegrates and blows up, they won't cover it because that is a wear and tear item. It is a rubber item. They
Yeah,
don't cover it.
I would have fought that one.
You would lose.
Probably,
lost.
but I still would have fought it.
I lost. So, with that being said, they covered the compressor and they covered the refrigerant and they covered the labor. The only thing that I had to cover was the belt. $100 serpentine belt. I didn't have to pay the labor on it because they had to take the belt off in order to get to the compressor.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay the labor for that. I just had to pay the cost for the wear and tear item, which is bullshit because had that compressor not froze up and locked up and destroyed my belt,
Yeah.
I would still have
A belt.
a compressor with AC and a belt.
Yeah, Rogers, it's same as calipers, but not brake rotors or shoes, even if they get damaged.
So Roger, the one item that I was trying to get covered, I think that you're aware of, was my left side driver mirror. It was covered under the warranty because it quit working. We had problems locating that mirror and getting the correct mirror because it was boxed wrong, which we still have both of those mirrors sitting upstairs to this day. Just as an FYI.
Because they were boxed wrong.
They were boxed wrong. The part number is correct, but the mirror inside of the box was completely wrong. So,
Oh, that's a pain in the ass.
Other things that the dealerships and warranties get away from, wheels and tires.
Yeah.
If they're oversized or they're incorrect size,
Yeah.
if the wheels and tires are incorrect, they won't cover any suspension. It's immediately done. So, like um, wheel bearings aren't covered, tie rod ends, ball joints, things of that nature, because they say that if the wheel is wider than it should be, it puts more wheel spacers too. If you put wheel spacers on, it brings it out far enough that it causes undue stress to those components. So they'll immediately go, nope.
Jerks. Hey, Ace. I'm glad you find it relaxing. There's a lot of stuff that is very not relaxing. We try and keep it fun and lighthearted, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
Exhaust is another one. If you do an exhaust, they'll figure out how to get out of that.
Or if you take the exhaust away.
And dealers are real good about that. Tuning, like if you put a tune on your vehicle, they'll kill the warranty. Like I said, oil changes. That's another one. If you miss one oil change,
they'll
basically treat you like you fucking skipped 13 of them some bitches.
Yep.
They really do. Then they're going to want proof of every oil change since the last one, and they're going to want the correct oil type, and they're going to want the service intervals.
There was a little old lady that was like 1,000 miles off on one of her oil changes because of circumstances or whatnot. Now, she had record of all the oil changes, and she had record of when they were done, and some were done within 100 miles either side of when it was supposed to be done, which typically okay, great.
Most of us dealers will let it slide for fucking 15, 2,000. Some of us even 3,000. Okay, that poor lady. They got rammed.
Well, she ended up taking them to court, and the judge went, "Really? No, this is not right. She's got all of this, and you're giving her hassle over one which is," and they're like, "Well, it was way over." They're like, "Way over? No, that's not no." And
give me like, fucking break, motherfucker.
If it was consistent, that's one thing. One, no, we're not doing this, and she won because of it.
That brings me back to how many episodes ago? I don't know. 3, 4, 5 episodes ago with that oil change that I showed you, the sludge.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We literally had proof of 2 oil changes in 45,000 miles, 42,000 miles.
I think you said something like that. Yeah.
It's thick enough that I can't. I'm trying to think of like a comparison. The sludge, dude, the sludge buildup was insane. Like you could definitely tell that they were not doing anything with their oil changes. Okay. It was not only was it so bad up on the top when you took the valve cover off, when you took the freaking side cover off for the timing chain and its components, plus the oil pan, and you could literally take and scrape it off with a finger, and it would stick in the exact same spot that you took it off in. Okay.
Jello.
Yeah. Well, Jello is even more
liquidy.
It's got more of a liquid than that. At least it would slide off your finger. Okay. You can't scoop Jello up and have it hang out there for 10 hours.
So here's a question for you. Me, you, and Dad were talking a little earlier. Do you think that maybe a little bit of water in there and steam cleaning it would have helped?
And I don't want to get too involved in this whole scenario, okay? Let's just say know what? Fuck
Don't
it. Fuck it. No,
get yourself in trouble.
don't. I don't even care. Let's
No,
just.
you should
let's,
care. Don't get yourself
let's
in
just
trouble.
say, for the sake of the customer, we did the right thing. Okay, which we absolutely did not, because it was 100% negligent on their end. Okay, because they didn't do any freaking oil changes.
So it's not that you didn't do the right thing. You did the right thing per business.
No, absolutely not. Because if the higher ups found out what we did, they would have absolutely 100% denied it. Okay. Now, mind you, okay, this is just my personal opinion. This has got nothing to do with anything else. My personal opinion. Okay. We should have never touched this vehicle, period. Okay. They didn't do their oil changes. Not saying anything about anything other than I know exactly what they did, which was they didn't keep up with their oil changes.
Right.
Okay. But we went ahead because we went ahead and did a timing job on this vehicle. Okay.
Yeah.
With the amount of sludge that was in this vehicle, we should have never touched. We went ahead and put a timing chain and tensioner and guides and all that stuff in this vehicle. So in a sense, we basically just went, here you go, to the customer. Great job of not changing your oil. We're going to go ahead and fix it. If Stellantis, Mopar, Chrysler found out about that, they would have absolutely 100% denied it.
So could it have been that these are good customers, and even though they screwed up, we're trying to take care of the customer?
How
look
can
the
they
other
be
way?
good customers if they only came in and or could only provide proof of 2 oil changes in 45,000 miles? They didn't come in for anything at all. We had literally had 2.
I'm just saying maybe they paid cash for it. Maybe they bought more than one vehicle.
Nope.
I'm just
Nope.
trying to, play devil's advocate on this one and say, hey,
No, and I
benefit
get
of
it.
the doubt.
It's not. It has something completely different to do with it, and
Yeah.
we can discuss that after the
Yeah.
fact. But no, it had absolutely 100%
Man.
zero to do with that.
Well,
We should have never touched that vehicle, and yet we did that job. Timing chain, guides, tensioner, the whole 9 yards. And I would be surprised to see that motor live for another. I would be surprised if the thing made another 10 or 15, 20,000 miles.
Man.
With the amount of sludge buildup that was in that thing. It's just insane. So I guess anyways, with the warranty stuff, guys, I mean,
read the fine print.
You've really got to just read the fine print and understand everything that goes with it. Understand if this is a problem and they cover it, understand that there are other things that may surround that, i.e., my AC compressor went bad. They wouldn't cover the belt, so you have to cover the cost. You're going to have to you as the owner of the vehicle will have to not only cover your deductible, which in most cases is only $100. You will have to cover the part that they don't cover that they consider a wear and tear item.
When you look at your warranties, you need to look at it not from, oh, this is what they're going to cover. You need to look at it from, what are they not going to cover?
I think in a sense, yes, you have to look at what they're not going to cover versus what they're going to cover. And it's so hard for the common consumer, public individual that doesn't understand the mechanical side of it.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Just do your research is really what it breaks down to. So there are a lot of things that they don't there are a lot of ways that they can get out of covering something because you didn't think of other things.
Got a question for you. Can you give a little bit of a example of what we were talking about with Dad when it come to like the water lock,
The hydrolocking?
the hydrolocking, how that happens? Because some people don't understand, what that is. Why do I not want to drive through the puddle doing 85 or, stuff to that nature, and explain how and why that's not great for the engine.
So,
Well, first off, what is hydrolocking?
hydrolocking is when a liquid material gets into the engine bore, which is where the piston is at.
Which is not oil or gas or anything like that. We're talking something like.
So it's kind of hard to explain unless you're very familiar with cars. So you have an intake and exhaust on your head. Okay, so let me even break that back down even further. You have what they call intake, which is air. Air comes into the intake and it gets pushed down in. It gets mixed in with the heads and it goes down in.
Gets mixed with the gas vapors, and that's how you get
So-
combustion.
The intake is typically centered in the middle of the engine on V8s, okay, which
Okay.
I would think is in most cases. 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders are going to be on the side of the motor. So anyways, air goes in, gets pushed down in, goes through the intake side of the head into the combustion cylinder.
Right.
Air mixes in with the fuel, combusts, goes out the exhaust, your exhaust. When you get a hydrolock situation, that would be you running through a puddle, a river, whatever. It gets up high enough that it gets into the intake system, which is the air system, which pulls in, down, and out and around. If water gets into the intake side of it, it fills the combustion chamber up with water. It doesn't compress, so it hydrolocks. Water-
The compressed.
Liquids do not compress.
Right.
Period. I don't give a shit if it's water. I don't give a shit if it's antifreeze. I don't give a shit if it's transmission fluid. Any kind of a liquid does not compress.
And different liquids have different levels of don't compress me, but in general, if it's a liquid, it doesn't compress.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
So in a hydrolock condition, a lot of times what happens is you're going to bend, not in your overhead cam valves, but you're not going to bend.
Well, you've got your little poles that make your little lifters go up and down, right?
No, that's in your V8s. That's going to be your. Oh my God.
Have you not worked on a car in like forever?
It's been like 10 hours. My mind isn't.
But you've got your rods and you've got your.
You got rods.
cam.
You got your cam. You got your pistons. You got your intake valves. Your
Right.
exhaust valves, and you got your.
Lifters?
Come on, Roger, help me out here. God damn it.
Your lifters.
No. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, because it doesn't
My brain
compress.
is fried from the week. Push
Push
rod.
rod.
Thank you. My goodness, Jesus.
Well, you said rods and lifters.
Push. No, we got your You got your pistons, which are hooked to your H beam rods or your I beam rods,
Right.
which is your whatever.
Goes to your
Those-
cam and all that. Yeah.
No, the push rods are what ride on the cam lobes, and that activates your rockers and stuff.
Right.
So, anyways, that's on a V8 style, but on an overhead intake, there are no push rods. It's just hydraulic lifters.
Thingamajig. Yes.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Thingamajig. Thank you. We appreciate that. It was right there on the tip of the tongue.
Demi jig with a gamma jig. So, anyways, what typically happens is when you get hydrolocked on, say, a V8, the weakest point is the doohickey,
Yeah.
the push rods.
Yep.
So your push rods tend to get bent, and then it just hangs open, a valve or whatever, and then you're just pretty much.
So, can you come back from a hydrolocked situation?
If you catch it prior, yes, you can actually.
So
What you have-
it's
what
not
you-
it's not as simple as, oh, I did that, so I just need to replace these rods.
If you get it's not like I don't know what the scenario like the percentage would be, but if you do get into it, into a hydrolock situation, you can come back from it without damage if you haven't destroyed any of the push rods and or lifters or rods that go from the crank to the piston.
Okay.
A lot of times what happens if you do get on stuff that don't have rods and stuff, if you do get hydrolocked, you could just take the plugs out, the spark plugs. You just crank it over and you can push all the water out
Okay.
because it's compressed. You're basically, an engine is a compressor, so it produces air. You can actually push the water back out, and then you can put your plugs back in it, and then you can fire it back up because now all that stuff has been pushed out of the cylinder because you have your rods, your crank rods, then you have your
The pistons that go into the valves and whatnot.
so you have your rod and you have your piston, and that rides up and down in the cylinder bore. Once you have all that stuff out, you can push all the water out, and then you put your spark plug back in, and then all your air and your fuel mixture will become proper, and you can fire it back up. What I do recommend is because it's not 100% sealed, because you have rings on the top of your pistons. You have, in most cases, you have 3 rings.
Yep.
If it sits long enough in a hydrolock position, eventually it will leak past those rings and go down and out. Not always the case, but if it does happen to leak past the rings, it will go down into the crankcase, which is where your crank and your oil pan and all that's at. You drain the oil and get rid of all that. You put fresh oil in, you can fire it back up. In worst case scenarios, if you are running at 80 freaking miles an hour and you come across a 4.5, 5 foot deep puddle and you suck it in through the intake and it goes down through the intake valve and gets into the pistons and locks it up, your motor's already doing this. So it's going to mess something up.
So are we talking like it's going to crack something?
No. It's going to bend a rod.
Right. So you
Or it's
just
gonna
be able to
bend-
pull that rod out and then just replace that rod?
No, you're
Why is
talking
that?
about a piston rod. So you have a rod that's connected to your crank, which is connected to the piston, and it's running up and down in the cylinder bore,
Okay.
which is generally about like that thick. the compression of all of that typically bends that rod
Okay.
in, say, your overhead valve cars. In a V8 situation where it has push rods, where there's a singular rod and there's an intake and an exhaust on each cylinder, so you have 8 rods, push rods on each side, so you're going to have 16 in total, one intake, one exhaust. Depending on where that water gets into, will bend those push rods.
All right.
And you'll lose it there. So a lot of times you'll have to pull the head off and replace the rods, the push rods, in order to rectify that issue.
Gotcha.
But most times in that scenario, you're either going to, it's guaranteed you're going to destroy a push rod in a V8, and it's almost guaranteed that you're going to destroy a rod, piston rod, for any other vehicle, whether it be 6-cylinder, 4-cylinder.
So
Water doesn't compress, so it's going to destroy shit.
So basically, try not to go through puddles that go above what?
I can't give you that scientific explanation. I would say
If water's tickling over the top of your hood, you're probably screwed.
absolutely,
Okay.
especially at any kind of speed, because that water, not only is it getting pushed this way underneath, but it's getting pushed over and through.
Yeah, because you get the radiator there.
You have your air intake box, which is your fresh air intake boxes, which is what the motor needs to breathe. If any of that moisture and or water gets up into that, no matter what vehicle you have, there is an opening for fresh air to get into. And if water can get into that, it's going to suck it into the intake.
So what about these cars with these silly ass snorkels?
Go for it. Air's up here, not down
So-
here.
So what they've done is they've closed off the system down low and made it
Absolutely.
so it's only through that snorkel.
Correct.
So what you need to do is you need to throw the dirty socks into the snorkel and stuff them out that way.
Dirty socks. What are you getting at with that?
I'm just saying, someone thinks that they're smarty pants and going to go through deep water. You just start throwing your dirty socks into the snorkel, and if you can't drown them out, you're going to stink them out. You're going to clog them up somehow.
You can't stick them out because that's for the engine, not for the interior.
Hey, if the engine starts going south, the inside of the car is going to go south.
Yeah, maybe.
So, okay, now that's water going through the intake. Now, what about the exit? Your exhaust. So, if your exhaust is underwater, but your intake is not, what's the problem there?
There isn't one. The only time it becomes a problem is if the vehicle's not running. Because you're
Why?
sending compressed air out the
Yeah.
exhaust.
Okay.
Okay? So it's pushing air out, which is why when you put your hand up against the exhaust, you can feel the compressed air coming out. It's
Right.
hot gases, okay? It's that way. If the vehicle quits running and the exhaust is, if the water's above the exhaust, it has a chance to get into the exhaust and go up and around and back into the motor.
Oh,
It has to be pretty deep water.
but it could.
Absolutely can.
Okay. So, what's the whole stick a banana in the tailpipe thing?
I have no idea what you're talking about with that.
What?
Never even heard of it.
All right. So, how am I knowing this? This is crazy. All right. So, if you stick a like a banana in someone's tailpipe, okay, you're not able to get any of the exhaust out. So now you're getting all that gas backed up into the engine, and it just shuts the engine off.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
called back pressure. If
Yeah.
it doesn't have enough, if it has too much back pressure, it will quit.
Right. So, and that's where the whole banana in the tailpipe thing is older movie.
I honestly don't think sticking even 3 bananas, cramming them in there, is going to be enough to prevent the vehicle from firing up, I think the pressure's enough there to blow those 3 bananas out.
I don't know.
I almost guarantee it because
I think we need to try it on your vehicle.
I will try it. Absolutely. Because I honestly think
I'm not talking about your truck.
I think I'll try it on my Jeep. I don't care. I
Well-
think there's enough pressure there that even when you put your hand over the exhaust, you can't put enough pressure there with your physical being to keep the exhaust in the tube. If and as long as the exhaust system is operating as intended. There should be no exhaust leaks. There should be no way for a human individual to keep that pressure there. It should go.
Maybe. I'm just saying, I watch a lot of movies when I'm overseas.
That's your downfall.
It's kind of fun. No,
Roger's right. Just a lot of bubbles.
yeah, under the water, like farting in the bathtub.
That's why if a vehicle is submerged, let's just say
Oh, hey, Chris,
3/4 of the way,
maybe a banana won't work, but
A
Pops is
potato
saying that potatoes got it.
I would think so because it's pretty freaking solid. Oh, and the heat.
And now you just got a cooked potato
It probably won't run long enough
to cook it.
Because it's got enough back pressure that the engine will go, I don't like this. I'm done.
Yep.
So, no, yeah, if you can get enough back pressure, enough clog in it, the engine will go, nah.
Done.
Yep, it'll
And
die.
that's kind of what I was thinking with the water, but it makes sense that as long as the engine's already running, it's pushing out when you get to the water, so it's going to be bubbles.
It's just a compressor is all it is. That's
Yeah,
all
so-
all your motor is just a massive compressor. It pushes in air and it pulls in air and pushes out air.
Nice. Yeah. What was it? Beverly Hills Cop, I think it was the first one. He throws that banana inside the other cops from LA because he's from Detroit. He throws that banana inside the tailpipe of that cop car and he leaves and they go to follow him and it dies on him.
Mhm.
So,
I don't see a banana doing that, but I see the concept behind it for sure. But a banana, I don't think will.
it'd be funny if it did, though.
Well, I mean, they're too soft,
Yeah.
and plus,
But
plus, like Roger was saying, with the heat,
Uh,
it produces heat pretty quick. It really does, because you're talking about burnt exhaust or basically burnt fuel. So
Now, being that it is an exhaust or whatnot, what do you think of those people that put those little noisemakers on their tailpipes and stuff like that? You think it's just more for show than anything else?
I don't know, because I don't know what you mean. Just the tips itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just noise.
Just noise.
It changes the tone. That's all.
Gotcha. Doesn't do anything else for the engine. Doesn't help it out at all.
No performance. No. If they just put something on the end of the tailpipe, it's just for sound. It's not performance.
Well, there you go. See, we are an educational show here, in one way, fashion, or another. Sometimes it's firearms, sometimes it's guns, sometimes it's cars, sometimes it's exhaust, sometimes it's, hey, we can do this, that, and the other, and combine the stuff together, and maybe we'll have a James Bond car one day.
Amen. I want one.
You've got the starting of it. You get that off-roader, and we can hook stuff up to it.
My Can-Am?
Yeah,
No.
come on.
Nah.
All right, so
Fart cans. Yep. I was gonna say it, but I didn't. Roger
So-
did it for me.
you live in a Virginia, and
I don't care. I live in West Virginia.
this Virginia here is not the same Virginia that you live in, from what I'm understanding. Uh, this one didn't make any sense to me. This new law they passed, and it's in regards to guns, and it really, really confused me. But I want to show you this because I want to see if you can make any sense out of it.
I need my glasses for this shit.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we're going to listen to it first. See if I can get some. There we go.
Hey, good morning, friends. I just wanted to hop on and let you know about a bill that passed yesterday on the House floor, House Bill 1525, which is intended to disallow anybody under the age of 21 to purchase, transfer, or possess a firearm. And I won't go into all the details, but it says no one under 21 can do this unless you're with an accompanying adult and you're hunting or you're going to a shooting range. Well, friends, go to the Code of Virginia and see what the definition of an adult is. It's somebody who's 18. This is the absurdity. This is the perfect example of the absurdity in Richmond and the attack on our Second Amendment rights. This one is just an informational message. Just wanted to let you know.
So you got to be. You're not allowed to have a firearm if you're under the age of 21, unless you are with an adult. I'm not allowed to have a firearm if I'm under the age of 21, unless I'm with an 18-year-old. I'm 20, but I can't have the firearm.
Does that go
unless
along the same way with the fucking core mathematics or whatever the fuck that bullshit was fucking years ago?
the Common Core stuff?
Common Core shit.
The math that no one could understand how to do because it didn't make any damn sense.
Oh my.
So,
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, are they specifically saying like a specific weapon, or are they just saying any weapon in general? Because
they don't want any.
From what
firearm.
I understand, you can own a shotgun at the age of 18, but you can't own a handgun until 21.
In certain places, yes. Absolutely. What they're saying is any firearm, unless you're over the age of 21. Unless you're with an adult. But you have to
be accompanied by an adult, which is
an 18-year-old.
Technically 18. Yeah.
So
we're fucking smart.
I read this article and I went, there's no way. And then by chance, I'm just kind of doom scrolling and I run into this and I listened to it and I went, this is real. I've got this lady here saying it and I'm reading this article. This is real. How is this real? How did no one see this happen?
Proofread, people, proofread.
No, and they're supposed to be the smart ones, you know.
No shit, right?
They're the legislators and all of that, and they're passing the laws, and it's like.
What it breaks down to is just they are trying any and every which way to get rid of our Second Amendment rights.
Yes. And I will tell you that if you give me a loophole, I'm going to hula hoop with that bitch. Give me a loophole.
Goddamn right.
Okay. I spent some time in the service, okay, in the Marines, and we figured shit out. They didn't give us the fun new toys, the fun new gear, no, they gave us the old stuff. And we had to figure out how to use it. You give me a loophole, I'm going to figure out how to exploit the shit out of it.
Goddamn right. It's how you fucking survive, man.
Yeah, but
it really is.
You can't have this until you turn 21. Well, I'm 20. Unless I'm with an adult. Well, he's 18. We're good. Let's do it. Every day.
I'll be right back.
They have menstrual cycles too. All right. So I saw that. I thought that was funny. Which leads me into more funny stuff. And this one right here is sometimes dogs are not your best friend. Sometimes dogs look at you and go, screw yourself. I'm in this for me. So, and it doesn't happen often, but when it does, we've got it on video. So we'll see if you guys can figure out what the what's going on here. You got puppy dog right here. He's got his food. You got owner about to answer the door, and here we go.
Take it.
So yeah, sometimes dogs are not your best friend, and they will leave you out to dry for some kibble or a good steak. And that brings me to something that I learned a long time ago is you get some guard dogs or whatnot, a little bit of cooked pork, cooked beef, cooked hamburger, they like that. And they might forget what they're supposed to be doing because that cooked stuff is pretty damn good to them.
I don't think it has to just be cooked. I think it could be raw.
Can be, but sometimes that cooked gives that different flavor. It's, oh, that's human. That's the stuff that mom and dad doesn't let me normally have. I'm going to give you an example. Do you remember Buddy the Beagle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We were in the kitchen, and he was sitting there, and he was watching us cook some steak, and then all of a sudden, a steak popped him on his head. Steak from heaven. And he took off with it, and he would not let it go. Remember Dusty?
Yes.
Okay. Dusty, she had this thing for pork chops. For whatever reason, pork chops was her Achilles heel. Steak, tell her not to touch it, wouldn't touch it. It's fine. She'd wait. Pork chop, though, she'd take it off your plate while you're holding the plate. I got up. I started chasing her. She dropped it because I was getting a little close to her. And guess what happened? Buddy had a steak or a pork chop laying right in front of him. He looks around, ain't no one around because I'm chasing Dusty out the damn door. He's like, a couple of weeks ago, I had a steak hit me in the head. Today, I got a pork chop landed at my feet. I'm in heaven.
Life is good.
That's the way he was. But what I'm saying is sometimes, feel your dogs out before getting kidnapped or getting your ass beat, or let's say time it to where it's not around their feeding time because they may not, help you out.
Yeah, they were probably not going to listen very well.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. So we were talking about steam, and we were talking about how, you know, inadvertently you can clean the shit out of your vehicle.
You can if done properly, yes.
Okay.
And
Well, I was saying inadvertently, but yes, you can. You know, Dad was saying, you know, you can do it on purpose too. I'm like, man,
And
this sounds like a.
I don't know that we ever got to that point in our conversation before, but basically, if you were to use a coolant or a water-based coolant, which your vehicle uses, it should have antifreeze in it. But
Yeah.
depending on the climate and when you drive a vehicle, some people get away with.
Right.
It's not common practice anymore, but it's some people just use pure water to keep their engines cool. If you had a cylinder cleaner than the others, which would mean it didn't have carbon buildup, it was typically caused by a crack in.
And coolant was leaking in.
It was either a head gasket issue, which was the gasket sealant surface between the head and the cylinder.
Right.
If the head gasket failed, then the coolant could bypass, go into the cylinder, which would create your white smoke. That would be a telltale sign of a coolant leak or water leak, whatever, depending on what you're using. That cylinder that the water was getting into and or the coolant was getting into would be clean. And it would be free of carbon.
Because it got steam cleaned out of there.
It was basically being steam cleaned. So my father informed me earlier this evening one of the tricks that they used to do to clean a vehicle system and get a lot of the carbon out in the earlier days was they would pull this engine up to about 3,500 RPMs and they would just kind of drizzle water into it. Or in some cases, transmission fluid, which is a great cleaner. It's got a lot of detergents in it. What helps clean things. They would drizzle it down the carburetor intake, whatever. You got a carburetor, and then the intake
Right.
would disperse down into the 8 cylinders. But you would pour this stuff down into that, and it would inadvertently, because of the heat and the combustion and everything, would get down and it would start breaking down the carbon. It would flush the carbon out, and then you'd have clean cylinders again. So,
See,
steam cleaning the motor.
I think of steam, and I look at, you know, the good things that can happen with steam, and I think of all the bad things that happen with steam. You know, kind of like, hey, let's open up the radiator while the engine's hot.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't do that. That's steam. That burns. That's hot.
Yeah. And, you know, steam causes a lot of explosions. You know, you had the old steam ships where the boilers got too hot.
Or trains.
Trains, exactly.
Automobiles, the early automobiles.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those, yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, it would cause a lot of issues there. Roger, the seafoam. I was going to ask that, but doesn't that go into your fuel system?
So Seafoam makes different products for different applications.
Okay.
Berryman's is the same way.
So the seafoam can go into different parts. Like one would go into your gas system, one would go into something else.
They design it specifically for intake, exhaust, whatever, and then they design it for fuel. They design it for power steering, blah blah blah.
Okay.
They make it for all of the systems. Seafoam is that way. Berryman's, and I'm sure there's quite a few. STP probably has stuff too. But
see, my neighbor had a bottle of seafoam, and he's like, "I was gonna get smoky out here." I went, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm putting this stuff in my gas tank." I went, "Why?" He goes, "Gotta clean it out." And sure as shit, it smoked up the neighborhood.
yeah, because it mixes with the fuel, and once it gets mixed with the fuel, then it burns.
Yeah,
It's a little smoky, but
Then once
the
he got
more-
it going, he got it in and said,
That-
"All right, now we're gonna drive down the road," and he just left the damn choo-choo train fucking trail.
Yep, that's more of an indirect way, in a sense, you could do it. A more direct way would be just throwing it down what we call the app, which is the carburetor slash throttle body, whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, that's the more direct way, is to throw it down the carburetor or throw it down the throttle body. So,
It seems like a fun thing to do. Real quick, because I meant to ask you this earlier. The gasket. I sent you a video of the guy that put the gasket down, okay, and then he put that thin wire all the way around, and then when he put the other head on top, it sealed it because that wire, as it got up to temperature, it would melt, and then it would, even if the actual gasket itself had a crack or a leak in it, that wire would act as a little dam and keep that from.
I kind of think that's probably like an old school method, because
Yep.
the new way they do it is they actually have a ring that surrounds the top of the cylinder head,
Okay.
and I'm failing to think of what it's called right this minute. But I got to think that's got to be like an old school method that they used to do.
See, and that's what
Because
in the video, that's what they were saying.
I didn't see that video. I didn't know you had sent me that, but I can imagine it mechanically, because my brain just thinks that way. That they would put the gasket down and they would put that thin wire around, and it would go around the cylinder, go on the outside edges, it would go around each cylinder on whether it be a V8 or 4 or whatever. I'm kind of confused on what that wire would be that would melt, other than just be like maybe like a low temperature solder. But
Well, what about a real thin aluminum?
I don't
Wouldn't it
think
get warm enough to do that?
I don't
Because
think
I mean, it was like pencil lead thin, like maybe even thinner than pencil lead.
I still think aluminum has like a higher heat tolerance than like a solder would. I don't think an
Okay.
engine, and I don't know because I just don't know, but my mind immediately goes to aluminum has a higher melting point than, say, a low temp solder would.
Right.
Yeah, we still use that today. Actually, we still use a copper coat, not just on head gaskets, but we use it on the exhaust manifolds as well when we do the famous Hemi manifolds.
Okay.
On the 5.7s, because the manifolds break, which is just absolutely effing ridiculous, because they didn't just put the 5.7 Hemi in the pickup, but they put it in Jeeps. They put it the Grand Cherokees. They put it in the Chargers and Challengers. They put them in.
Didn't
The
they have a Wrangler as well?
Those are the I don't.
Or did
No,
they put the new one in?
They had the 392s, but those weren't the 5.7s. Those were the 6.1s.
Yeah.
But and
Those are
the
newer
reason why the Magnums and the Cherokees and the Challenger Chargers never had those issues was because off of the manifold, they came off of the manifold with a small flex pipe, so it would flex.
Yes.
So as the motor torqued or did this or did that, that flex would be in there and allow that to move around.
But with the Ram, it was stagnant solid.
It was hard mounted to a Y pipe, and then it was just hard mounted all the way out back out. So it was hard mounted. So they had issues with it. And it's been a problem since basically day one when they came out with the Hemi in those pickups. And it's like the simplest thing is just to put a piece of flex pipe on either side, and then it would keep the manifolds from cracking. But they didn't do that. They thought, well, we'll just put these top and lower. I can't. I'm just having a hard time tonight just remembering anything. But they were basically they're just long flat bars with that made up with the holes of the manifold.
Right.
They would do that, and that would they thought that would fix the problem, and it doesn't. It doesn't fix the problem because we still have to fix them.
When you fix them, what do you do with it? Put a flex pipe in?
No,
Oh, you go back to the other way.
you literally go back with just putting another manifold back in with the straps in it, and the strap is. I understand the sort of design behind the strap, but it just doesn't fix it because it's supposed to spread the load across the manifold, which
It does, but it doesn't.
all it does is prolong it to an extent. It still cracks or a manifold bolt breaks. So
Okay, so let's say that I've got my truck, I bring it in, and I go, hey, instead of doing it that way, can you just put the damn flex pipe in, and that way I don't have this issue no more?
they haven't designed a flex pipe for the 1500s because as it comes off from the left and the right, it goes down into a Y pipe and it singles out. So there's no flex pipe in there. They never designed a small little flex pipe in there on either side. If they would come off of the manifolds on that Y pipe with a little bit of a flex pipe on either side, really it would just be both sides.
Okay.
If they could design it to where there would be a small little piece of flex in there, they could stop the manifolds from cracking because
So-
there would be some flex in there.
What if you had solid, cut, flex, and then solid back into the Y?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's solid going like this. So
Just anywhere
If you're
in there.
if you're underneath it and you look at it, it's a single. It Y's out like this and goes up. Okay.
Yep.
And this side and this side, if they would just put it, or they would just incorporate a small piece of flex in there
Doesn't matter where, as long as it's there.
on either side. So if they put one here and they put one here and they put a flex piece of little flex in there, and it came around this way and then went into the single Y, went out and then tapered back off into the dual. Just having those two small little pieces of flex in there, are you talking about the straight six, Roger? If they would just incorporate that on that, the longevity of those manifolds would last probably tenfold what they are now.
Damn.
But I
So-
think the problem with the design of that is those flexes eventually do wear out. So it still would be tenfold what Ram is dealing with their 1500s right now.
It's just
As
called
far as
brand
long-
obsolescence.
But it's been a known problem for years.
Yeah, but they're going to make more money going the other way than they are fixing it.
I'll be honest, Roger. I've had quite a few of the Hurricanes in, but I honestly haven't paid attention to the exhaust yet.
Wait, hold on. Hurricane.
Yeah, the inline 6 Hurricanes. You haven't seen that yet?
No.
Oh, brother.
All right.
Those
Well, we know what the next show is going to be about.
Those Hurricane motors are freaking awesome, man. They've been out for a little bit now. They've been out for quite a few years now, but
See, I knew that the 1500 had a V6. I'm going, what?
it's not a V6.
It's just an inline six.
They're inline sixes. They
No
actually
shit.
do not have a V6. They are literally an inline six motor. They have the twin turbo inline six, and then they have the twin turbo inline six high output.
Would it fit in a Jeep?
Yeah. Absolutely. So right now we have a 2026, I think it's a two-door Charger with the twin turbo high it's not even the high output. I don't think it's the high output. I'd have to double check. But we have the twin turbo. It's a Scat Pack two-door hatchback Charger.
What? All right, I need a picture of that.
We have one in our showroom. I drove it, but I didn't get into it because the roads were kind of shitty. But from what I understand, that little son of a bitch scoots just for, I don't even think it's a high output. Just the standard inline six twin turbo Hurricane motor that's in the little that's in the 1500s already has more horsepower and torque than a Hemi V8 does.
No kidding.
Yeah. And then you put, so it already has more than the Hemi V8, and the high output, which is not very common in the 1500s, puts out over 500 horsepower. And I don't know what the torque was. I think you might be right. I think that Scat Pack in the Charger is the high output. So that little Charger that's rear-wheel drive hatchback, two-door Scat Pack is over 500 horsepower in an inline six. I mean, do you want the sound of a V8, or do you want the horsepower out of an inline six high output? Even just a standard twin turbo is more than the Hemi puts out.
I'm going with the.
It just doesn't sound like your standard muscle car V8 is what it is. But
yeah,
it
but
produces
that's when you
more.
go back to what Roger said up here. What do you say? The fart cans? Just put the fart can on it and you'll be fine.
So we started it up the other. I think it was yesterday that Scat Pack twin turbo high output.
Yeah.
It's not a sound everybody's gonna like,
No.
but
now,
I can promise you it's gonna outperform.
the RHO 1500 Ram. I got one of those that come through every now and again, and it actually doesn't sound like crazy beefy, but it also doesn't sound weak.
I know that the 2026 Ram Hemis, since they finally came back with them, they did a little bit of an exhaust note change on them, and they sound pretty good. But it still doesn't outperform just the standard twin turbo inline six that comes in the 1500s.
Well, I've heard that the inline six was doing so good that they ended up pushing it out of the way and getting the V8 in there back in the early days because it was so much easier not only to work on but to repair than what the actual V8s were, and it was going to make them more money. Plus, then you also had the sound that went along with it, and it just all of that made the inline six kind of get pushed out of the way, even though it was a better and more superior engine. How much are we on track with that?
So let's get a couple of things straight. The inline six is a very new platform in the 1500s.
Right.
Okay, so you're talking 2025, 2026 model years. Okay,
I'm just talking inline six from even back in when Dad was little.
Right, but the 1500s did come with a V6 in them, the 3.6 liter V6s.
Yeah.
So let's. I I just don't want to get the people confused here. Um, Prior to 25, you could get a 1500
with the
Ram
V6.
with a V6. That's your 3.6 liter. Okay, that
Correct.
was less horsepower than your V8s. Period.
Yeah.
Okay. It did do well in the fuel economy range, depending on whether or not you had the correct gear ratios.
But it didn't do all that great with towing.
No, not at all. If you had the proper gear ratio, you could get away with like a pontoon,
Okay.
maybe something else. Yeah, absolutely, Rod. You're 100% right. Ram did bring it back because the customers did want it, because they did stop making vehicles for a whole year without the Hemi in it. So they brought it back in 26, if I remember. So I just wanted to clarify that at 25 and earlier, they didn't come with the inline sixes. They came with the V6.
Right.
So your typical V-shaped 6-cylinder engine.
Well, I'm talking back in the day when the inline sixes were more predominant in your cars and whatnot.
Mhm.
They went away from that, even though it was a better engine. They went away from that because, number one, they could sell more and it was more expensive, so they could make more money off of it. And people like the sound of it better than they like the sound of the inline six.
Well, and I think a lot of reason why they kind of went away from that too was just because the inline sixes were more robust and they were just more reliable. I mean, your inline sixes got 200, 300, 400, 500,000 miles out of them if they were properly maintained.
Right.
Where, you know, your V8s weren't like that. So a lot of your inline sixes from like your Fords and your Chevys and your Chryslers and stuff like that were the inline sixes were pretty robust, so they could handle. They didn't have a whole lot of horsepower, but they had a ton of torque.
Right.
So back in the old days when they had that stuff, it was good to have the inline sixes, like the Ford. I believe the Ford had like 300s. I believe Chevrolet had, I think, the 256s and 252s and stuff like that. But it's always typically been a V8 because of sound and horsepower, and people just love the
Well, it was at that
love
point it
this.
was a muscle car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And part of that muscle car is not only going to be the look of the engine, it's going to be the sound of the engine and whatnot.
Yeah, the 4.0s and the Jeeps, like Roger's saying, they were crazy good, and they were super hard to break unless you were just ridiculously not reliable as far as like maintaining them or anything like that. Even at that, there's some stuff that's just people had that you just can't break them. Like my 4.0 that I have right now, it's got almost 200,000 miles on it, and it runs great.
What about the newer inline sixes? Now you're saying that they're better, and they got the turbos, and they got more horsepower.
They do.
How
So far, knock on wood, I mean, as far as reliability is concerned, I haven't seen hardly. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen anything come in. At least in my shop. Now I am a smaller town, but I haven't seen anything come in engine wise
Nice.
for those inline sixes. It's not to say that it's not going to happen, but again, those inline sixes have been around for a few years now as far as the Hurricane motor is concerned. They've been around quite a few years now. So they didn't come out into the 1500s or the Chargers or anything like that. I think they came out in the Grand Wagoneers. So they've been testing them out in the Grand Wagoneers for a minute.
Which is a big boat in and of itself.
Well, yeah, those things have, they came with the 3.0 liter twin turbo. They came in with the 5.7 Hemi, and they also came in with the 6.4 Hemi.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, the 6.4 Hemi was the big bow as far as motor is concerned.
Yeah.
So, yep, see? The Wagoner had the inline sixes in them first before anything else. So I was pretty much on par with that.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
but I did drive one of the twin turbo because I work for dealers, so when
Yeah.
we get them in, we gotta PDI them or NVP them, new vehicle prep them.
Yep.
So I did get a taste of what the twin turbo Hemi has in them versus just a standard Hemi. It's pretty impressive if you really want me to be honest with you. I mean, did I go balls to the wall with it? No, but
It's got a little oomph to it.
I'm a dude. I'm gonna check it. You know what I mean? I didn't flat foot it for the whole thing, but I did give it some pedal, and there is a difference between
Nice.
the V8 and the inline six twin turbo. It's pretty noticeable. So
It
I
just
would-
doesn't have the sound.
it doesn't have the sound of a V8, yes, but it's not a 4-cylinder sound.
Fair enough.
It does have an extra 2 cylinders, so it's not a horrible sound,
It's not the whining. It's
but
not
it's not a V8 sound.
not the deep throat. It's the
It's not a fake. I've got a speaker for a muffler V8 making sound. Okay,
oh.
BMW. Not calling any names out here, BMW. They're not the only ones that does it either.
Oh no.
I'm not just picking on them. So
Tesla's have them speakers also, and you can get in there.
I'm
and program
sure
it.
it's not just freaking BMW and Tesla. I'm sure they all freaking have it.
But it's quite entertaining to watch a Tesla pull up, and it's got this rumble, and you're like, wait a second, that's not right.
I saw a video the other day, and it was literally a muffler, okay, with a positive and a negative on it. It was a freaking speaker,
Yep.
and the dude hooked it up to a stereo, and you could hear the freaking stereo because the exhaust is literally a speaker.
Yep.
So they're literally playing sounds of a V8 out of a muffler.
Yep.
It's dumb.
It's a fake muffler. It's a fluffler.
Yeah, whatever you said.
It's a fluffler.
So but in all honesty, I wouldn't knock the inline sixes. If there's one thing that Stellantis / Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler has done right in the past is those 4-liter engines. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just the 4-liter, it was a 4.2. The 4.2 liter, which was a carbureted model, was a great motor. I think I had almost 200,000 miles on my Jeep, my little rock crawler, before I got rid of it. It was still going. The 4-liter, and then you had the 4-liter high output. Those 4-liter inline sixes, man, I'm telling you what, were just stout. They were good freaking engines. And if they had base any of this newer inline Hurricane motor stuff off of that, they're just gonna be good motors. They really are. As long as you maintain them and keep them maintained, they're just gonna be a good motor.
That's good.
I think that's probably currently the only thing I got anything good to say about the Chrysler Stellantis product. I'm not going to say too many things bad about the 3.6s, other than they have their known issues, but it just depends on what year it is. You can have, they're all going to have the oil cooler filter housing issues,
Right.
but some, I think it was somewhere between 17 or 18. I think it was. It might be 18, all the way up to like 20, 21, 22, somewhere in there. They had a intake cam issue where it was wiping the lobes out on the intakes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I've done quite a few of those.
Is there a fix to that, or is that just, hey, we just got to put a new one in and
you just put a new intake. You put a new intake cam in it, and you put
and
new
understand it's
weapons in
gonna
it.
you're gonna be back here at this time?
I don't know what the design flaw was on it, but it seemed like to me it was always the intake cam, and it always seemed to be the intake cam on the passenger side. And I don't know why. I know there was some on the driver's side, but it was just, I feel like 90% of the ones that I've done have always been on the passenger side. So
Interesting.
I don't understand what the design flaw was for that to be such an issue on that particular, not the exhaust side. It was always the intake side. Always wiping the lobes out on the intake side, on the passenger side, which is crazy. So, but other than that, the 3.6s are pretty decent little motors as long as you maintain them. That really breaks down to just all of them. If you maintain the damn vehicle, you're going to get
It's very true.
the longevity out of it.
It's
Unless it's just a manufacturer defect.
Yep.
So that goes along the same thing with what we talked about last week with the Takata airbags.
Yeah.
So just depends.
well, you want to see some steam explosions?
I'm always about explosions, baby. I like shit that goes boom.
So this one here is
This is the reason why steam locomotives had to change. On May 2nd,
Holy
1948,
Christ.
near Chillicothe, Ohio, the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway faced tragedy. The C&OT 1-3020, a massive 210-4 steam locomotive, suffered a devastating boiler explosion. The steam engine, which now
God
looks like
damn.
something from a Lovecraftian nightmare, failed due to low water levels in the boiler. This led to overheating and caused the high-pressure boiler to rupture, splaying the metal pipes in every direction. The metal pipes inside the boiler became superheated because of the low water levels, leaving them exposed and creating extreme pressures. In a sudden pressure drop, 1 liter of superheated water can instantly expand into 1,600 liters of steam. The explosion killed the engineer and firemen instantly, destroying the locomotive and damaging the surrounding area. This disaster highlighted the dangers of steam technology and pushed railways towards safer diesel-electric locomotives. The explosion of T1 number 3020 remains a stark reminder of the risks of early railways. This is the reason why.
So, is there any record of how many times that has actually happened?
maybe. I was looking at
What is the likeliness that they're going to run it down that low on water to create that scenario? How unsafe was it actually?
well, just like with anything, it's called a knee-jerk reaction.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it wasn't only the couple people that got killed. It wasn't only the surrounding area. It's also the fact that we've actually got pictures of it. and we're going to exploit this, and we're going to blow this out of the water. We're going to make this bigger than, the Hindenburg, which hadn't happened yet.
Boy, they have been pulling this shit off since the early days, haven't they?
Oh, from the beginning. They've been doing this from the beginning. So could it have been something that happened on a semi-regular basis? Maybe. I really didn't look into it. But what I do know is we have video now, or photograph, and photographs go in a newspaper, and people read newspapers, especially in the big city. Big cities have your bureaucrats in it. And then from there you get, oh, we need to change this. And then you have your bleeding hearts talking about, oh, we got to save the tree frog that lived in the trees that this blew up next to, or whatever the case is. And then it just all gets blown out of freaking proportion. Okay. And what do they have to go off of? This picture, which, if you ask me, that's a horrific picture. Be like, what?
Absolutely, it is.
What happened to this thing?
What better picture to use to scare people? And it honestly, probably, I don't know much about it. And I don't know much about maintenance on them things because I don't know shit about it. But I can almost guarantee you it was maintenance related. How the hell did you not have enough water in there to keep that thing cool like that?
And it could have been a leak. There could have been a water leak, and they didn't realize it was a water leak until they're like, wait, what's going on here? And now they're looking, they're like, we're out of water. What do we do? Do we push it in order to get to the water, or do we stop and have
there's all
trying to bring
different
water
things
to me?
there. Yeah, that really just depends on the individual operating the train. It depends on the maintenance. It depends on whether they had on.
It depends on who owned the train.
Yeah.
Going, no, you're going to keep coming.
That's to me, that is just like, did we discuss this last time? I think we did, where it's the manufacturer
with the recalls and paying out
finds that fine balance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Pop is saying, well, first off, Roger said that aircraft carriers use steam for the catapult, which they
absolutely. I think they probably still do to this day.
They do, but some of the newer ones are, like he said, using the magnetic catapult, or the electric catapult there. But Dad comes in and says, hey, steamboats did as well, which brings us back to this day in history, which in 1849,
New York all the way to
the steamboat that went from New York to San Francisco on this day in 1849. So I know Pop's probably missed the this day in history, but somehow he managed to tie it in. All right, let's see here. I got this one here. Now this one that I'm going to show you, it's not like a huge explosion, but this is, a boiler that you might see at your house. Maybe not in your house, but outside your house. And it's actually pretty neat, just in the aspect of watching how this is going. So you can see, you got flame here, whatnot, and I got the boiler going. But he's going to open this up here and just watch what happens here.
Oh, I already know what's going to happen.
That superheated air, and then all of a sudden it just turns into like a mini fireball. Boom.
Yeah, it ignites it, yeah.
Yep. Which is why, like with some of your trains and whatnot, you need to make sure that you have the exhaust going out and you have all of that, because if you don't allow it to go out, you end up with that superheated air, which could cause a secondary.
And I'm not like, I wonder if that's kind of the same concept as the backdraft scenario for what firefighters have to battle.
So
when they open certain things
that's a combination of a couple of little things, such as not only is it superheated air, but it's also when you allow all of that oxygen to come in at once.
Oxygenated air
That is where that comes in. But
creates that big fireball.
right, but it's already superheated as it is, and it's kind of starving for fuel. And you just
open it and add it.
and you just made the fat kid happy with that Twinkie right there, man. So, yeah. Pop says he was there drinking beer, so he was watching the beginning of it.
Was he drinking a beer? Nice. What
Yeah.
kind of beer?
Probably either a Corona or a Coors Light. And I'm gonna guess it's probably a Corona. Could be wrong. It might be a Coors Light.
I mean, you're absolutely right. It's one of the. I would think it would be one of the two, but no, Pops. It could be anything at this point.
Well, I mean, if Fu came over, it might have been when it was at the
Cool.
Bud Silver.
That could be Bud Light Silver.
Could be the Bud Silver, I think, or the not the silver, the platinum, Bud Platinum. Yeah, but I really think it might have been a Corona, maybe a Coors Light, Corona, Coors Light.
I'm leaning
thinking.
towards the Corona and the Coors Light.
Yeah, we'll have to let us know.
Hell, it's been quite a few years since I've had a beer with Dad. So
Yeah, I mean we've been on the wrong side of the Mississippi apparently.
well, we're gonna try and remedy that here pretty soon.
All right, here's another one. Now this one's interesting because this right here gives a whole different view of some of these huge steam turbines. Okay, and
Which I'm
They-
not familiar with. What do they use the steam turbines in or with?
they can use them for big ships. Okay, so like your cruise ships and stuff like that, they can have steam turbines in. You can have it in manufacturing. Okay, where they need to have certain things.
Do they do that in New York still underground? The steam to help heat stuff. I know they still use steam, but are they using turbines to push all that stuff or move all that stuff?
That's a good question. I know that they were doing something very similar to that at some point, but I don't know if that's what they're still doing. They could be.
I know that they're still using steam, period, in New York. And I don't know if it's necessarily New York as it is Manhattan area.
Right.
I
and
know
I'm
in some
thinking
places in New York they're still using steam.
something like what I'm about to show you makes sense as to something big enough that could produce enough of it to where it could be transferred out.
Now
So-
I know they still have steam. I guess you would say steam plants.
Yep.
I'm guessing I'm trying to figure out how they would actually. I don't know. So anyway,
Well, most of your steam plants are making it's to make electricity.
but Manhattan is still using steam to produce heat in their
Correct.
high rises and stuff.
Yes.
And then
I'm just
they're
talking
all-
to your. I'm
All
just
your different buildings are still connected, although it's underground.
Yep.
They're still
The
connected.
Michael might even have something like that too, to be honest.
They might.
So this place here is kind of interesting, what they got going on.
I got to get one more drink and then I'm done.
That's it?
Dude, I've already done the bottle.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, so this right here is a steam turbine. And just watch what happens here.
Oh, this can't be good. That's a big turbine.
Yeah, it's a big one because these are people down here.
Where?
Down here where the cursor's at, down here.
I don't see.
Now you can see it move around just a little bit every now and again. It's kind of fuzzy here. You see someone over that way.
Jesus, look at that thing just going crazy.
Yep. It's gonna get bad here in a second.
Oof.
See this right here going?
The flames. Oh, that's not good.
Boom. There's steam over this way.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Yep. It's all at Heather. I'm done.
I don't blame him. Not my
Time for
engine.
beer.
Time for a beer in my ass.
Look at that go.
Good Lord.
funny how these steam engines, steam turbines, when they go, they cause such havoc.
Their destruction is just insane.
Yeah.
But you're talking how much heat, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And then this one is just, if I'm not mistaken, this one's just straight up.
Hi, Mama T99. How's everything going?
Watch this. So this is actually a pretty decent picture, unlike the other one, where it kind of got fuzzy.
Yeah,
and
it's actually
whatnot.
pretty clear.
Yeah.
I got good cameras there.
Oh.
Oofta. Yep, there we go.
Guy's running out the back. There's another
Absolutely.
one running out the back.
He's not really running. He's assessing.
Yeah, well.
He's making a decision. Oh yeah, you're.
No, don't come back. What are you doing,
Oh,
man?
where are you going? Don't do that.
Oh,
With that, give that guy some credit though. Oh man, look at you.
no. Now he's bringing his buddy in there.
Well, the steam started to clear up.
Well, now he's back again. See, curiosity killed the cat.
Oh man, I hope that guy made.
Oh, now there's three of them.
No. Now they're conversing. What do we do? Get out. That's what I say. There's
Exactly.
two. There's three. I think they finally made their decision.
So it's this is one of those deals where it could have gotten really, really bad, and a lot of people could have got hurt really, really bad, but it didn't. And it's all because they had safeguards in place. So,
Which is good.
yeah. But no, when you look at some of the other ones and you're like, how destructive can it be? And you're looking at these guys get real close to it, you're like, no, get out of there.
It's almost like they hadn't been educated enough, but you know that they have been.
It's the complacency of, I've been around this for so long, I know what to look for, until you don't. Okay? Just like you're working on an engine, you know what you're not supposed to touch until it gets a little cooler. But
Well, just the aspect of the lift itself. People get super complacent and they raise them up, but they don't put them back down on the locks.
Right.
So if you just put them up and you don't put them back down on the locks, if one of those cylinders fails and it slams those locks, yeah, the lift's rated for 10,000 pounds, but it's not rated for
that jolt.
that sudden hammer and just
Yeah. Yep.
If you set them down on the locks, it's fine.
Right, because it's resting. It's resting on that 10,000 pound.
It's capable of holding that.
Yep.
It's the sudden boom. And so it is a very conscious thing for me day in and day out. It is the one thing that I have always been conscious about. And it's to make sure that once I've get it up to a position that I am comfortable working in, that I make sure they set them back down the locks. Because it is so rare for the lock to give out, if it ever gives out.
Yeah.
That I can feel, okay, well, I've done every scenario in every situation. I have done everything I can to protect myself as an individual, that if something does happen, God forbid, I know that my other half is going to be covered. You know what I mean? It won't be due to negligence. So day in and day out, I always make sure that them things are sitting down on the locks. So,
But
yeah.
the point is just kind of going, hey, I do things. I can risk doing something a little, you know. I can afford a little bit of risk here or a little bit of risk there. It's like those guys that, you know, they're like, oh, I don't need to. I'm using a angle grinder here. I don't need no damn, face protection. And they got the little bitty safety glasses on, and then you see they got the blade that's stuck in the safety glass. It's like that inch and a half higher, inch and a half lower, you're toast.
Yeah.
You
Well, it's kind of like, okay, so
I mean,
to get to that, kind of a funny, okay?
I thought you were gonna talk about your fingers.
No, I'm talking about eyes. OSHA says you got to have glasses on, okay? So those people that are like, you don't have to have glasses and blah, 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 and they do their thing, and they got what they call safety squints,
Uh-huh.
okay? I'm of the mindset that I like to see certain things. I'm a male, okay? I like to see things, okay? If you guys could kind of get the understanding of where I'm headed, I like to see things.
You can't hear boobies.
Exactly. Roger, I would have to ask my wife where I got that clock. It has all of the different machine guns on it and such. So
Machine guns, rifles.
machine guns. Yeah.
I've seen AKs on there.
AR-15s, AK shotgun, 308.
There's a couple of different
Anything.
SKSs on there.
Yeah. I'll have to ask my wife where I got that. It actually does tell time. I just don't have a battery in it. I just have it hooked up. So it's on demo mode. So it goes through all the demo mode stuff, but I can change it. But let me ask my wife here. I'll text her where we got that clock from.
If it's plugged in,
it just does that. It's not actually running the clock. It's just running the LED side of it.
Gotcha.
I'll
say if it's plugged in, why wouldn't the clock work? Seems like a waste. Let's see here. What do you got going on for next week? Or this upcoming week?
As far as work?
Life in general.
Well, as long as the weather holds out, other than just a bunch of rain, which it's
a Temu clock.
I don't know where she got it, so I don't really care. I think it's great as fuck. It works good. I know for a minute I saw that we were going to have like another day or two of like snow.
Oh no.
And then it changed from just having one day of snow, and it went from that to being no snow, but I believe it was going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of all rain. And then it went from just a couple of days of rain, and now I'm looking at it. It looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is all rain. Friday is and then it's cloudy, and then Saturday, Sunday is rain.
Damn.
But we're not in the frigid cold temperatures anymore. Today actually was a fabulous day. We got up to minimum of 60.
Oh, nice.
Although tomorrow we're only going to get to 41. But it looks like from basically Monday's 42, but Tuesday all the way up to Saturday, it goes from 53 all the way up to 71.
Nice.
And then Sunday it goes back down to like 65, but and then I think Monday, which is 69, 70 degrees in there. So where I think we're starting to break into the spring-ish, I'm hoping. I still have snow sitting on the fucking ground out there, so it's still melting off. I got rid of it, and then I had literally got rid of what last bit of snow I had on my driveway. The very next day, it snowed, and I still have just a tiny bit of snow on my driveway. And tomorrow, as long as it stays semi-warm, it should be almost all gone, at least on the driveway side. I am, for the first time in 4 years, ready for that shit to be gone. Mostly because I just want to go fishing. So,
Having said that, I hope Mama T sweats a little extra, and yeah,
it gets down to freaking 82 and she's fucking cold. Okay,
that's true.
So
That's true.
I can understand how 94 would be comfortable. I'm getting to the point out here where I love the 50 and 55 degree weather because it is just perfect.
Can be.
If you're staying still, not so much.
No, but if you're out moving around and
If you're
whatnot,
out moving around, being semi-active, doing things, it's
55 to 65 is a good one just to be active in.
I think non-active weather,
Mid 70s.
I would say somewhere between 68 and 73 would be good if you're not
With a
active.
breeze, no humidity.
No breeze. Humidity, whatever. Because even at 68 with a breeze, it gets it can be chilly to some people.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if you're just being dormant and you're just not really doing a whole lot. But
I will tell you, every now and again, though, it's really nice to have that 85 to 90 degrees, sun right over your head, no clouds, and just taking in all that.
boy, I tell you what,
like a lizard.
here at my freaking place, they're.
Yep.
Here at my place, I don't get a whole lot of sun here. That's why the snow sticks around a lot down in the holler where I'm at.
Yeah.
So when the sun does come up, whether I'm here or even at the shop, I will take a few minutes and I'll go outside if the sun's out, and I'll be like,
Yep.
yes.
Every time.
You got to have it, man. The
Yep.
body needs it. It really does.
Yep.
I don't understand the scientific reason behind it, other than my brain says my body needs it, so I take it.
Yep. Absolutely.
So we were desert babies, man. So at least I was for most of my life.
Hell
So,
yeah.
you know, I got to have that sun.
I am. Yeah.
I don't got to have the 118 to 122, 3, 4, 5 degree shit.
No, but it can be 65. It can be 55 out in that sun with no clouds or whatnot pops up.
It's plenty warm.
I'm walking, just that radiant heat right there.
Absolutely. So,
all right. Well, we're getting close to the end of the show, and we got to say hello to our friend, Mr. White Lion over here. Before we get out of here, is there anything you want to tell anyone before we do get out?
listen, if you didn't learn anything today, or if you did, great.
If you didn't, great.
If you didn't learn anything,
You weren't paying attention?
I don't know. Blame it on the fucking whiskey.
No, I like these talks with some of the vehicle stuff, car stuff, warranty stuff, because it's a different side of it that I don't typically get a hold of, and it's one of those. Hey,
It's not it's not a never-ending subject to talk about, but
you could talk about it for a long time.
it can be. But what we need is, if you want me to be honest, we would need some more interaction with the audience, as far as like maybe they have a scenario or something like that.
A
Maybe
specific car, specific warranty.
I mean, just if they just had a specific scenario, there might be some way I might be able to help chime in and help out.
Well,
I love helping people and helping people understand their mode of transportation better. I may not be able to help because I'm not a fucking know-it-all on the mechanical end of it. But if I can't help out right then and there, I will do some research to see if I can help out.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what the email's for. Shoot us an email.
email. You can text us. You can just throw it right here in the chat, and I'll see if I can help out. If I can't, I'll let you know. Hey, you know what? Let me do a little bit of research and see if I can help you out. Electrical stuff. Listen, I can't diagnose, and I'm not going to say I'm going to diagnose your vehicle over this, okay? Because it's too damn hard to do that on 99% of the stuff anymore. But I can do what I can to help out, and I will do what I can to put you in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's
Email
all
us.
That's all I can do. Yep. PoorBrothersDecisions@gmail.com.
We'll take a look at it. If you want to know something about, weapon systems or whatnot, throw that in there. I know enough to be stupid about it, but I'll do enough research to make sure that you're not dumb about it.
I know enough to be dangerous.
I know enough how to shoot my foot off. You're gonna shoot your eye out.
Finger.
There you go.
No.
But
Didn't do that.
no, email us. Whether just put in the subject line what it's about, and we'll make sure the right person gets it.
Also, let's touch base on our home, our veterans.
The suicide prevention.
Yes.
And this goes for not only veterans, but it goes for anyone. Okay.
It does. It really does. It goes for anyone.
Veterans, first responders, whether EMT, fire, police, whatnot, they all have a very high suicide rate depending on the situation, whatnot. But also anyone in general. Okay.
Well,
because everyone has
your first responders, your emergency guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Your paramedics. They're typically some of the first people that show up on scene.
Yeah.
And they have to see some of that horrific shit that they see.
Right.
Okay.
But
so
just because you're not a first responder, just because you're not a veteran, just because you're not a policeman or whatever, doesn't mean that you yourself haven't been put into a position where you got these crazy thoughts going on.
You're not excluded. Exactly.
So, 1-800-273-TALK, make sure that you guys are getting in there and, really thinking about it first. Talk to someone. Text 988, okay? 1-800-723 or 273-TALK, okay? Make those phone calls. Again, you have our email. We threw that out there. Just email one of us. We'll try and reach out to you, and you can talk to one of us. If you are a veteran, I might be able to relate in some way. I can't relate in all ways. I was a grunt, but at the same time, vets talk to vets. And
you
I
got my
understand
email up there? It's Mr3@PoorBrothersDecisions.com. It's Mr3 PoorBrothersDecisions. poorbrosdecisions.com at
Give me a second.
gmail.com.
Give me a second. I'll throw it up there.
Yeah.
There.
There's mine. Hit me up, guys. For anything.
Yeah. Don't discount anything. You only got one life. You're not a cat. If you are a cat, you got more than one. Thank you for watching the show.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not excluding anyone. But seriously, talk to us. Get in touch with us. Get in touch with someone.
On a lighter note,
Wait 24 hours, and get in touch with someone.
I would like to say that I would check it sooner than that. So,
Well, what I mean by wait 24 hours is don't make any decisions like right here,
Yeah.
right now. Wait 24 hours and then, give yourself time to think about what the end
yeah,
outcome
if
is
you
going to
don't
be.
get anything back from me or you don't get anything back from us, get. So that's why they have the other one. Text 988 or 1-800-273-TALK. Get a hold of somebody.
So, outside of that, make sure that you are following your safety rules. Okay. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Never point a weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot. Keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you are ready to fire. Keep your weapon on safe until you intend to fire. And outside of that, just kind of enjoy life and make someone else's life just as happy.
Hell yeah. Go
That's all we can
fishing.
ask.
Go fishing. Go hunting. Go racing. Go do whatever that makes you happy, man.
Go skydiving.
Go skydiving. I don't whatever.
Hell yeah.
Go fly a plane. For the skydivers.
For the skydivers. Yeah, there you go. Don't fly the plane and be a skydiver.
Yeah, don't do that. That's bad business.
There's a guy that actually flew a plane, jumped out of the plane, tried to fake his own death, crashed the plane because obviously he jumped out of it. Yeah, I think Katie's got some of that story somewhere. I just remember it was like a whole slew of stuff. Like, did this guy not think this through? Like, and
Sometimes I wonder.
maybe he ended up parachuting into like someplace in Florida and ended up in gator infested waters or something and didn't make it out. I don't remember. Maybe I'm getting a couple of them confused or whatnot, but still. Anyway,
Where's our boy?
He's right here. Give me a second. There he is. Go like that.
I don't know how many of you are familiar with the .577 T-Rex round. Today I'm going to shoot it. That was amazing.
One of these days, that motherfucker's gonna see our show and see like, I gotta get on that motherfucker. That shit's funny, dude.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
And I know he's got a lot of other ones where he's fucking with the goats and whatnot. But
That's my favorite by all time.
yeah, always. Roger,
Hey, Raj.
appreciate you.
Great to talk to you, guy.
Ace,
I love that you come on here, man. Love it.
Mama T, Shelly, Katie Zed, Ace.
Everyone.
Hope you have a good night. And please take care of yourself, take care of your neighbor, and just be good people. Just be good people.
All right. I got one other thing to do here.
Do you have any idea how close I was to pushing the button?
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not experts, just enthusiastic drinkers. Have a good one, guys.
Cheers. Love you guys. Peace.